push too hard, something would push back.
What happens next is my favorite part.
What is up, people? What is going on? We are back to talk about another episode of From. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Much appreciated. Jen will definitely be here when she can come in. But right now, it's me and Brian. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yo, 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We go live Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday. We've been watching The Expanse, but we're coming to the end of that right now. We got 3 episodes left of From. But Interview with the Vampire came on tonight, guys. And though this dude doesn't like it, it's fire. So we'll be talking about that too.
Nobody care about no damn Interview with a Vampire, bro. What are you talking about over here? But yeah, we are here to talk about From episode 7, Best Laid Plans. And as we always do, before we get into it, Brian, what were your thoughts on this episode?
Dude, this is a 10 out of 10. You know, we wait to the end of the thing to talk about what this was. There's so many theories. There's so many answers we got, right? We got all type of stuff. Man, you've been talking about Kenny being dead for a long ass time. And it almost came to fruition, but luckily, we have Fatima who came and saved the fucking day. It's amazing. I'm so glad that we saw this. I think it was just an incredible episode. I have a theory about the teeth. I have a theory about Sophia. I got some theories about Jade. I got some theories about Julie. I got some theories about Ethan. Dude, but all this stuff happened in this episode.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get into it. I am right there with you. I'll say it again. So far, every episode has been a 10 out of 10 for me, and this episode is a 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely 100%. But you're like, wait, how could it be a 10 out of 10 when you thought that episode 7 is better than episode 6? Yeah, it was better, but it's still 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? It could be a better 10 out of 10. I'm just saying. Daryl said, great episode. I couldn't wait for you to pop in, Daryl. I know your ass was shitting bricks last night, right? You thought Kenny was going to die? Oh, my. If you watched the watch party, that scene, everybody was like, oh, my God, Kenny, run. Like, all these, him, Jen, and Tamika, they were like, oh, Teddy, let's go. Like, they were screaming for Kenny to survive. I was like, get him. Come on, Smiley, get him.
Oh, man, I was so worried. I was like, come on, man. Kenny, when the fact that Ellis tricked Kenny, like, he didn't say he was going to go out there for, that's my dad. Dad, I don't want you going out there. I want to make sure that you're okay. Nope, that's not what he said. He said, hey, let me talk to you over here, Kenny. You know you should be the one going out there, right?
Facts. Facts.
Facts. A real G. He was like, hey, no reason for both of us to go get hurt.
Facts. And it's funny, too, because I was like, yeah, wouldn't you want to be the one to do it instead of your father? But no, you volunteered Kenny. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, Dad, Kenny should do it. Like, really? All right, Ellis.
We made a decision. You should stay, and he's going to go instead of you.
I was hoping, because and it's funny, too, because I said, oh, maybe they're both going to go, right? I thought it was going to be like a 2-man thing. And no. Ellis said, fuck that. I'm staying here.
Exactly. Ellis, once he volunteered Kenny, you going outside, bro. Just letting you know.
Because it would have,
you're like a brother to me, and you'd be the one who sacrifices.
100%. Because it would have been more. It would have made more sense if it was Ellis, and then that's when Fatima was like really like, oh my God, you know what I mean, my husband or whatever. But no, Ellis did his Ellis thing, and he stayed inside like a little bitch. I can't lie. I would have done the same thing, Ellis. So we're in the same page.
Smart one. And that's why Ellis is always going to be at the barbecue. He's always at the cookout because he's always going to be alive.
Facts. I'm right there with you, Ellis. I would do the same thing. Hey, Kenny, you're faster than me. You should be the one going out there and do that. I think I hurt my knee last night. Hey, you know what I mean?
Coach, you really do that running, right?
100%. All right. We are definitely going to get into this episode. Like I said, Jen will be in here in a few minutes, and then we will get her thoughts on the episode. But one thing I was glad is that the episode kind of started as it should have. You know what I mean? So let's get to where it starts. It starts off with Randall trying to get into the door, and we find out that the door is actually sealed. Now we don't know if the I thought I heard John. Now we don't know if the door is sealed from the outside or like you know what I mean, or the inside. We just don't know that. But what were your thoughts on that opening scene?
I thought it was exactly what I needed. I needed us to start right when we kind of where we set off. Having Randall be the one kind of figuring these things out, you know, the one who's the brave one. He's kind of, you know, putting things together. It starts to show that you're trying to use people for what they're good at. And you start to believe in people. And that felt like more of a team concept. And I thought that was phenomenal in itself. But Randall, you know, it's going to be important. We just don't know where he's going to be important. First, we thought it was going to be with Julie, and now we don't know exactly what it is that he does. And my fear is that we were right all the time about Martin. It's Randall.
I heard that too. I think, yeah, I could see that too. He said, Ellis, you mean Elgin, right? Elgin saves Patty. This is Kenny's time to shine. Yeah, well, it was almost Kenny's time to die. I was like, oh, yes, we're getting it. Kenny's going to die. And then Fatima kind of fucked it up.
Smiley was like, hey, you made some bad decisions, Kenny.
Facts. 100%. And we're going to get into all of that because I want to know what you guys think about the totems, you know, not working and all of that. So, because that's very interesting. Now, they do put a talisman on the door. And I think that was one of the smartest things they've done in this episode.
This is the door. They might bust through. I'm going to make sure we take care of business. That means they're thinking. They're starting to come together a little bit better as a group, which is interesting because what did we learn last episode? The town is going to turn on Jade and Tabitha.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But what did we see when we opened up this episode? The town working together. And then as we get along further in, then them sharing the secret with the rest of the town. Instead of making it a secret and hiding it from them, they shared it openly. And I wonder if that's the reason why Sophia looks so bewildered.
Absolutely. And that's the thing too, right? Because for the past 2 episodes, we were asking who is going to drop the bomb on the town, right? Who is going to be the one to do it? And then we find out that it's actually Jade and Boyd. And you said that was a good thing, but go ahead, explain to why it's a good thing.
Because, you know, in all the other iterations, it sounds like they tried to hide from the town, and the town, someone found out in the town. And just like we thought Patty Melt was going to be the one who goes and does it, if the town finds out, now you hiding all these secrets, now they're upset. Right? So now they have a reason to turn on you. When you share all information with the town, no secrets, we're letting you guys know exactly what's going on. It kind of takes them from being upset, takes away that anger, that point of dissension away from them. Because I'm sharing with you, I'm trying to get us all out. I'm telling you my deepest, darkest secrets immediately. And I thought that was really interesting. They did it. I think it might have been good in long scheme of things. And I think Sophia did not like it.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Daryl? Do you think it was a good idea that they told the townspeople? I'm curious to know what you think. But before they tell the townspeople, they actually tell Henry. Henry's drunk. He's been drunk. And Henry kind of flips out, right? What are your thoughts on that?
I was surprised that Henry kind of flipped out because, first off, he just found out his wife was eaten by a man in yellow, right? So he's already hurt on that, and then knowing that his son found her, he wasn't there. We also start to see maybe if they pull back the layers of who Henry was when Victor and everyone, Eloise and all of them were gone. You know, so when and Miranda, like when we start pulling back the layer, we starting to figure out who Henry is. Because Henry, a man who lost his family for 45 years, how is he going to react? You know, he probably got drinking. He's probably that person. So this is just revealing who they are. And I'm going to say that that's what the showrunners are going to say. Fromville doesn't tell you who you are; it reveals who you are.
I like that. 100%. He said, I think Boyd may figure out who Sophie is. He only told the plan to certain people. Yeah, he kind of did, but he also told her that he was going to try test it out on the creatures tonight, and we have actually a theory about that too. Brian has a theory about that too, so we'll get into that too. But he did tell her the surprise. I think telling people was a risk that was worth taking. 100%. I agree with you. But here's the thing, though. I don't think, and because we never seen it, but obviously you can tell by the way this episode was done that they have conversations that they're not telling us, right? So they show that they're having the conversation, but they don't. So we don't know if Jade actually told Boyd that the town turns on them and they killed Tabitha and like in the reincarnation. So we don't know if Boyd knows that yet. I would assume
I
he
assume you did
does.
say that, yeah.
Yeah. I'll assume that he does, but we don't know that too. Not surprised Henry's reaction this way. He's not in a good place right now. Absolutely. And I'll say this. I know his reaction was kind of like, oh, don't talk to me. This is bullshit. I don't think that's influenced by Sophia. I think that's just the way he is. You know what I mean? A little bit drunk, intoxicated, and he doesn't really want to accept the fact that that's actually a reincarnation of his wife. So I don't think that was Sophia's implanting that crap into him. But we see what she implants into him later. But I don't think that part of it has to do with Sophie. Go ahead.
But this when you dealing with trauma, everyone acts a certain way, and you can see exactly what happened. This is what he probably did when he lost, Miranda the first time, and Victor and Eloise. He went at the bottom of a beer bottle or of a strong a vodka or something. That's what he does. That's who Henry is. This is what happens to a lot of people that are doing these things. This is not a new thing. So, like, especially talking about men in the 70s. He probably got blamed for the murder. He probably got put in a certain situation where everyone thinks he's the one that did it. That's why he was shunned. And what do? You drink.
Yeah, absolutely. He said exactly. That's just the way Henry is. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Because I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's because of the blood or anything. But no, I just think that's the way he is, We move on to Tabitha. And Tabitha is actually folding up Jim's clothes. Ethan comes in, smelling them too. Yeah. Go ahead.
I gotta say, this kind of made me. It made me want to feel for her and understand what she loves him, like really loved him, and she was the cause of a lot of their problems. And she admitted that she wasn't able to open up or to even accept what happened. To Thomas. She was the issue. The reason they're going talking about divorce and this is one last trip was because of her. And now all that's to go through her mind all the time. So now what she's having problems with, Ethan. She's having problems with Julie. And all she could think about is Jim. Jim should be here. And then they talk about it later in this episode. When they're talking to the town people, said no. What happened with Jade and Tabitha is probably what got Jim killed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
She's probably thinking all the time. I think this was a prelude to that. So now when we hear that, we understand why Tabitha has a certain frame of mind.
I agree with you 100%. I think that and we talked about it a couple episodes ago where she went at Jade and was kind of like, oh, it's your fault. We always knew that she knew it was really her fault as well, right? Wasn't just the fact that it was, Jade or anything. It was her fault as well, too. And she's trying to live with that guilt. And you could see, like you said, that she did love Jim, even though they were on this divorce thing. You know what I mean? And maybe she's thinking, maybe at least now she's thinking, well, maybe we could have worked it out. You know what I mean?
We saw that, he loved her so much.
Yeah.
That it kind of pulled her back in. And the trauma there kind of forced them to have to be a family more. And I'm thinking that she's regretting it, but I'm hoping that the reason why they're showing this to us is that we're going to get a little bit more with Jim. I think we're going to get something else before the end of this season with Jim.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. You think he's going to show up?
I think he's going to show up one way or another. Also, this scene was really interesting. Was the way Ethan reacted to it. He's like, she's seeing her smelling like she's like, I miss Dad too. I do the same thing with his clothes too.
Yeah,
And I think his first initial thought was, is she getting rid of his clothes?
absolutely. Yeah.
And if she did that, I think that he would have went ape shit on her.
Agreed. 100%. I agree with you. We get to them at the table, and she's telling them that she used to be Miranda. So we get two people actually talking about something. She said, "Oh, I was Victor's mother. I remember anything." Now, I like that she was talking and she gave that information. Only problem I have with the scene is Julie didn't reciprocate and give any information about what she's been doing, what she's been doing too, or what she knows as well, right? And again, it goes back to the nobody telling everybody anything. What do you think?
I 100% agree with that. I also think that though Tabitha shared, this is the people that are showrunners telling us, they're making, you guys keep on saying we're not doing this, that Tabitha doesn't talk to her kids, she doesn't initiate them with any of this stuff. She's saying, she's going to do it now, and let's see how they react. They're telling us we're the ones making the mistake. That's what's going on 100%. It's not just Tabitha. Stop blaming Tabitha for everything. It's also the way they were going to react to her. Maybe it's their relationship. Maybe it's their relationship that was on the outside. Maybe it's the fact that they lost Jim, but that wasn't going to work. But she did share with her children, and she's starting to talk to them a little better.
Agreed. 100%. And that's the best part about it, right? Because at least we said, at least you're talking, right? At least you're telling people some information, and like trying to get things out there. But she does do something stupid later on, which I didn't like either.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You
know what I mean?
I'm trying to be as positive I can about Tabitha because I'm going to go in.
Daryl, you might want to cover your ears for this one, because when we get to Tabitha, it's going to be a doozy on that part, right? So it cuts back to Henry, and Henry is pretty much going like crazy, like don't talk about it. And then he tells Victor that he shouldn't listen to it, but Victor still stays there, and Victor says, we have to learn about the man in yellow because he's been here before, and he doesn't want to really hear about the Tabitha stuff anymore, because I think, like Jen said it last night, he's probably processing all the information. Not that he doesn't believe it, but he's definitely processing the information, right? But he does put the scene out there that we got to learn about the man in yellow. What are your thoughts, Brian?
I think that it was too traumatic for him at the time. So what he was doing, he was kind of compartmentalizing it, because I don't want to talk to you about this. If I want to talk to anyone, it's going to be Tabitha, because you know what? It's not like Victor doesn't have a relationship with Tabitha. She has been kind of motherly to him, even more so than some of our kids in multiple scenes that we've seen, in different seasons. So they have this relationship. They've been through a lot of stuff. They've been through the caves, the tunnels. They've been through a lot of this, these things. He saved Julie like his sister. I almost believe that Victor felt something towards her, and I was wondering if he was going to say anything like that. Like this, it didn't shock him because it was almost like, when
He
you
felt it, yeah.
Yeah, you have a weird feeling in the back of your mind, but no, that can't be true. And then you hear it, maybe it kind of opens you up. And I thought that's kind of what we got.
I agree with you 100%. I don't think it's to the point where he doesn't actually believe, you know what I mean? But it's like, oh, wait a minute, this could be possible. I maybe have felt something. Because remember, when Tabitha hugged him that time, right, and Tabitha had her first memory, doesn't mean Victor didn't have any kind of feeling too, right? He possibly had something too. We just don't know about that, and that's why he's having an easier time accepting it, So
we also don't know if Julie didn't do something with Victor that he still hasn't told us or hasn't remembered yet.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
And later in the episode, we never went to Miranda's car. We don't know what that's going to be, too.
Absolutely. And when we talk about that, too, last night, it's like, yeah, you should have went into the car, because maybe it would have brought you back some sort of memories, right? Because you've seen she had a flashback when she seen the car, and it's like, oh, she don't want to get in the freaking car, right? At this point, you guys need to know everything you need to know about this place. And if you get little flashbacks and memories, I'd want to know everything, right? I'd want to know everything. I don't want just these little flashes. I'd want to know everything. So I would do whatever I can to try and learn a little bit more. So you're right. She should have got into the car. I absolutely agree with you. We have Boyd, and this is when they're telling the whole town about Tabitha and Jade. And people aren't really feeling it, right? They're like, oh, I don't know. And then Chrissy asks, how do you know it's true? Boyd says, I called bullshit too at the same time, but the door. There was a door that Jade found that he would have, like, no one would have known that door was there, And I think Boyd makes a perfectly good point on that one too, as well, right? And
Can I
then
ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
In doing this, do you think they should have got Donna, especially if she's physically okay? Should they have checked on Donna and brought her in while having this conversation?
Ooh, yeah, I think they should have, because it seems like and again, it goes to one of those things where people are talking but they're not showing it, because it seems like they told Donna off screen. You know what I mean? Because when it goes in the room, she asks him Boyd questions about it. Yeah,
she found out about it, like after he told him. But I think he didn't go to Donna. I think it's for a reason.
Actually,
Boyd
you know
made
what?
the decision and decided they didn't want to have Donna talk him out of it.
You know what? No, I think after her having the heart attack because she learned something last episode, right? It's like, oh, the dreams, and that's when she had a heart attack. You want to be careful what you tell her now. You know what I mean? In case she has like another relapse, another heart attack, or anything like that. So, yeah, but I'm right there with you. She might have tried to talk him out of it as well.
Because she already knew about this whole Tabitha and Jade thing. So
yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, she did. They told her earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
She remember she had this conversation. Says, "How do I remember?" She knows about the whole thing with Tabitha.
Oh yeah, right, absolutely. Yeah, she does know. You're correct. So Boyd then says, there's one thing that's different is that knowledge comes at a cost, and he says that message was probably what got Jim killed, but it also is probably showing us that we are closer to getting out than anything. And then as they do that, it does pan to Sophia, and she kind of looks like, maybe they know a little bit more than, you know what I mean, previous reincarnations. What are your thoughts on Sophia on this one?
I thought it looked like she didn't like the way things were going. She thought she had a plan. Okay, we're gonna get the town to turn on each other. And when we initially see her, we think it's more about the plan or monsters or anything like that. But I now believe the reason why she was so upset is that they shared with the town. Once again, when you have a secret, it's easier to turn on everyone else because they're hiding something from you. But when you share all you know, you can't turn everybody out, turn around on these two people. So I think it actually surprised her, and I don't think she was shocked by what they said. Shocked by that they had a plan, they were going to do all these things, and they believe they could beat these monsters, but shocked by the fact that they actually shared it with the rest of the town.
Absolutely. And the fact that, most of the people were accepting of the information. You know what I mean? It's not like you got this pushback. We're like, oh, well, what if we get rid of them or anything like that? You didn't get no pushback like that. You got pretty much acceptance from the town. You're right. That might be a problem for her. Now, I got a question. Do you think it's possible that she starts doing to people in the town what she did to Henry, and that's why they end up deciding to take out Tabitha and Jade?
I was trying to hold off on this because I have a theory.
Go ahead.
I think it has to do a lot with the teeth. I think they're going to find her out. I'm not going to go into detail how until we get to that point, but I think they're going to find her out. And I think it's going to be by exhuming some of the body and noticing something, or not even have to do that because Christy's going to know something. But I think Henry, the question is, I think Henry might try to kill himself. Can the town stop him? Does that frustrate Sophia because they stop him? Even though she did everything she needed to do, she gave him part of her blood to cause him to have all these visions. Does she get frustrated if they stop him?
I like that. Said, I think Sophie is only going to do that to Henry. Okay. Just a question. It's possible, right? Because I think Brian said it best, like one of the few episodes we had before, where it's like people are people, right? So if they get into a point where they feel desperate and they know that the cause of all of this is because of Jade and Tabitha, you don't really need any kind of influence them for them to think that, we got to kill these people to get out. So I'm right there with you on that one. I definitely agree with you on that. Henry comes in. Henry's flipping out. Henry's saying, "Oh, it's not true," and everybody. And then Jade tries to go and talk to him. And then he says, "You cannot save dead things." What are your thoughts on that sentence?
Dude, that there's so much. It's such a loaded thing. And the idea, because I brought up the ideas, Schrodinger's cat.
Cat, yeah.
What it is inside of a box. You put a cat inside a box. You seal it, and you put a vial of poison in it. All right, and you seal it. You don't know. So at that point, the vial of poison is there. The cat's in there. That cat is both alive and dead, because you can assume that the vial of poison broke open and killed the cat, or the cat's still alive because it didn't touch the poison. You can assume both, right? So I thought, okay, so that Schrodinger's cat could be, okay, so you could assume that the cat is dead being in the box. And I was like, oh, box. What could be a box? Well, Fromville could be a box, right? So you can say all those people in town are both alive and dead. And you can assume both. And then he says, you cannot save dead things. So we already know they're not in purgatory. We all know there's not a dream. We all know they're not dead right now. But could you see them being both alive and dead, and you can't save things that are dead? Can you not save things that are dying? Or he said you can't save dead things, and we're going to find them save dead things, specifically the children.
I like it.
Jim. All the people, all the spirits that are trapped there, because we see later in the episode, I think it's Christine Marielle.
Yeah.
She's talking about, my mom always says, when people die, they go from one existence to the next. They don't just, they just move on to another plane of existence. And I like that. But people here don't get to do that because they're trapped in here, in this box, whatever. Yes. So, is it the fact that actually that's the most opposite thing that is possible, that you can save dead things, you can release souls, you can do all those things? Or if you save them, are they truly dead?
Absolutely. And to be fair, right, people in the outside world think that everybody in this town is probably dead, right? Especially the ones that have been there for years, like Don and them. Like, there's no way people think they still alive. So you're correct. So you can be alive and dead at the same time, right? And people don't know. I think when he says you can't save dead people, he's probably on the vibe of like bringing them back to life. And that's not what Jade and Boyd and everybody's trying to do. They're trying to save their souls, right?
To release their souls.
Yes. So you may not technically be able to save them per se, but you can actually save their souls from this town that they're locked up into as well. So yeah, I like that.
If they do save them, maybe they weren't dead, maybe they're still alive. Because what do we see? We've seen Father Khatri, we've seen Jim, we've seen people come back. They are dead, right? In visions. So maybe if you could release their souls, they're not truly dead. They're just moving on to the next frame of existence.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I agree with that. 100%. We get to Julie, and Julie's doing what I would be doing, is she's smoking on some weed over there, right? I'm like, yes, Julie. Oh, hold on. Let me fix this because the star of the show has just reached in.
100%.
Jen has arrived. What's up, Jen? How you doing? Thank you for coming. Oh, she might be having technical difficulties. Yeah, it's okay.
Here's it.
It's okay. I was trying to fix her stuff. But yeah, so go ahead, Brian.
No, so I think that we're going to get a lot more information about these souls, and I think that's going to be a big thing as we go forward. I cannot wait to see this. But I see now we've got Julie in here, right? Julie, first of all, we need to figure out that damn wig. Look, you got 30 million people every day trying to watch this damn episode. Can someone give her a better wig? I'm just saying, please.
You see the memes for it though? The memes are crazy, bro.
Bigger and bigger. It had everyone underneath the damn wig like it was an umbrella. So it was hilarious. So no, I think I think and Daryl talked about this. We're now seeing Julie at her lowest because she thought that she was going to be able to do something to save her father, maybe save the town, do all these things. And Randall really tore that away from her. He tore that opportunity away from her. The thing is, we only have 3 episodes left. We have 8, 9, and 10, and she has not gone back to dream walking. What's going to push her into dream walking? That's what I'm worried about. I'm wondering what's going to be that thing, because we know she does it again, right? Because she tried to save Jim before.
Yes.
She's never got to that point yet.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just about to remove her and then bring her back. Oh, and she kills Freddy. But yeah, you're right. What does actually get her to start story walking again, right? Maybe it's an accident and she realizes that, maybe I can change something. Maybe someone tells her something. But I'm with you. Like, she is broken. We see that she's broken, and we need to find out what's going to bring her back to doing her story walking. You know what I mean?
So who do you think it is? Do you think it's Jim speaking to her, saying something to her? Do you think it's Ethan talking to her? Do you think it's Sarah? Or is Jade going to say something to her?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm not sure what gets her back into the story walking part of it. I think more, if anything, it would be Ethan. Because I think Ethan has like some of the most information about this town and everything. So I think it would be Ethan that would get her back to doing story walking. But I don't know. Who do you think?
I think it's a Victor. I think Victor is going to they're going to go back to Miranda's car. Because they're going to be trying to get Ethan to prepare. It was like we told him, you need to prepare Ethan. You don't want him to become like me. Whatever. They go back to Miranda's car. They're going to go to a painting or drawing that he had. Maybe he sat there and drew it after Julie was there. And you're going to see a girl with very short hair, a haircut, and find out that he remembers, this is why you looked so familiar to me when I first saw you. Because
I like that.
I've seen you before. And all those theories that we had before about Julie helping Victor move the cars and all that stuff, find out maybe that some of that is true.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Because we still need to find out how Victor survived, what he did over there. So I agree with you. I think we still find out that it might have been Julie that had something to do with that. But Julie's out here smoking weed, right? And then, Miranda comes out on the table. She's like, oh, I can smell it. And this is when we get to see that Julie is broken. But Ethan asks, so are Victor and I brothers now? Don't really have an answer for that, but Julie again is like, oh, this place makes you think you know things and it doesn't. It's twisting everything. And Miranda says, listen, I wouldn't have told you if I wasn't 100% sure. And then she says, I want to make sure you're okay. And I know you had a big issue with that last night, so go ahead, Brian.
No, I have a very big issue. The whole thing, I want to make. She's not doing a good job being a mother altogether. And I feel like, to be fair for her, I feel like she's being pulled in so many different ways. And I think that her trauma with Thomas has pulled her away from being a mother. So she doesn't know how to do this. All the hard talks were done by Jim. Yeah. All the serious sit down and emotional things were done by Jim. All right. So she doesn't know how to do these things. But the thing that she's trying to be involved in someone's life now without connecting with them, she needs to sit down and have a real discussion. The time when they had the best time together, the best relationship is when she kind of shared with her what happened with her and Victor and the Ankui kids. And you talk to Julie like she was actually her daughter. and we actually
Absolutely.
matter to each other. Until that happens, I don't think she's gonna have a good relationship with her. And I'm
I agree.
hoping. I just asked you who's gonna push her back into do it. I said, Victor, I hope that's
It's Miranda. Tabitha.
I
Yeah.
hope it's Tabitha. I hope
Me
it's
too.
because if it is, all of a sudden she's pushing. Maybe she's pushing Ethan to being prepared for whatever. She's pushing Julie to say, "Hey, you are becoming a young woman. I need to start pushing you, giving you this opportunity. I want you to be safe, but I want you to be smart, and I want you to try to see things. If you have a theory, test it out. Maybe she does
Absolutely.
that. Maybe she kind of has a better relationship with her kids, and she
Mm-hmm.
develops that relationship."
Absolutely, 100%. Which is what I was hoping for, and I'm right there with you. Tabitha needs to be the one to get Julie back on track. You know what I mean? Because they've both been going through a lot, and if it's Tabitha that encourages her, I like that. Maybe it's Tabitha the one that ends up um pulling her out. You know, like
I
when she goes into story walking.
I think we're having all this Tabitha problems, all these things that we're talking about Tabitha, because she's the answer to so many of these things.
The Tabitha hate is grinding my gears. And you see where all that hate is coming from, right, Daryl? It's coming from Brian over here, right?
No,
All right? I'm just saying.
I think we even saw the actress
I
who
hate
plays
it too,
Tabitha
but
say, that she doesn't understand exactly what she's doing. But I think we're on around the edge. I think she can have this change, and if she does change, if she changes, everything changes. If she
absolutely.
changes, the town changes. She is the key. When
Absolutely.
Tabitha gets this together, I'm telling you, she's the key. Brian, how good is she? I'm
Ah,
sorry. I'm
I'm just
sorry.
not the third wheel anymore, eh? Huh? I'm not the third wheel anymore, eh, Daryl? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, I honestly, I think she's the key to all of it. If she can figure out, she's the one who's going to push all the right buttons. She could be the one who
Hmm.
pushes. We talk about what Heavy is the Head is going to be about, episode 8, right?
Yes.
I think all that is, if she does the right things, she's going to push the right buttons, and she's going to get the town in a better situation.
I like that. I like that because we're always thinking, heavy as the head refers to Boyd. Tabitha says kind of heavy too right now. You know what I mean? So I like that.
Has been there. She's the one that's connected to everybody, and her children could be the answers to all of our problems.
I blame Julie. Tabitha's doing a great job.
Julie is not great in this episode, so we can't sit here and say Julie has done a good job right now. We cannot.
No. Julie hasn't been doing a good job
Hello?
either.
No. Julie hasn't been
Hold
doing a
on.
good job.
We got you.
Hold on. We got you.
Jen, can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right, you just gotta do that.
Yeah, we got an echo though.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can hear you.
Yeah, me too.
So I got good theories, but my theories are always better when you're around.
Okay, so now the echo is gone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we
Yeah.
go.
There you go. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I had some crazy stuff going on, but I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for having me. Love being with you guys. I've been dying to talk about this freaking after we watched it together yesterday, so I'm so glad I made it.
I was like, it's not the same without you. I'm just letting you know, right? It was not the same. Me and Brian are doing our thing, but it's not the same. So I'll ask you. We'll start off with the few questions that I asked. This episode, what do you give this episode?
Oh, I really love this episode. Don't get me wrong, like every episode, I have my gripes, but this was another 10 out of 10. I thought we got some really great reveals. I see a lot of things kind of moving forward and stepping back. I do think that we need to start, going somewhere because we only have really 13
Three
episodes
episodes.
left.
Three
Yeah.
So
episodes
three
left of the
episodes for this,
season.
and
Oh
then
my
for the
god.
entire series. So I'm liking where things are going. I like that we got some answers. We saw some new things, got some confirmation. So anytime that happens, I absolutely love the episode. So I loved it. 10 out of 10 for me.
100%. So now it starts off with them gooing the door. What did you think of the opening scene with them starting off with them trying to open that door?
Um, I really put it back to like brains over brawn because suddenly Randall's down there always being helpful and he's like trying to bust on the door. And I like that it's sealed and it kind of makes you like, put that one eyebrow up and kind of wonder maybe it was sealed for a reason. And I think that Jade is locked in and focused because he fucking put that talisman up. And I thought that was clutch. Putting that talisman on was so freaking important. And that really
Yep.
kind of shows like his headspace and where he's at. He wants to keep everybody safe and he wants to get everybody out, but he still wants to find the answers. They'll figure it out. He's taking things one problem at a time, but making sure he still covers his ass and it helps everybody else.
100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's up, Danny? How you doing, brother? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. We get to and we discussed this, so we want to get to your parts of it, but we get to Kenny talking to Henry and they're telling him about the reincarnation now, and Henry's kind of drunk and he flips out. What are your thoughts on Henry's reaction to that information?
I said it before. I said it way back. They should have told him when they had him in the sheriff's back in episode 1 or whatever with the man in yellow suit. Why they wait for him to be freaking drunk? That is the worst and wrong freaking moments they could have fucking picked. Not for the
Facts.
entire house, just for him particularly. And then because so much time lapsed, I mean, I know it's not that much time, but because time lapsed from the time that he was in looking at the yellow suit, he hadn't seen the picture yet. If they would have told him then, like everything would have unfolded much differently for this drunken old man that has now reverted back to the way he was. He's not
Yep.
going to be able to handle shit. Like he had a different frame of mind in the very beginning of this season, and now he's completely withered back to the way he was for 40 years when everybody was gone. You're just seeing his belligerence. They picked the worst fucking time to tell him. Absolute worst. They should have done that shit way back when. They are paying the consequences for not being open and honest with that communication.
You are 100% correct. But Daryl said, Randall being helpful, I think Randall is dead this season. Ooh.
Ugh.
Henry is a good, weak man. Henry's a good man, but he's weak. And I think Victor did say that. But
He's also lost his family for 40-something years.
yeah.
I said this earlier. I think what From is doing is Fromville is revealing who you are. They're not adding to it. You don't become something from. You're just revealing who you truly are. Boyd truly is a leader. Randall truly is a savior type of person. He's just, I'm a protector. That's who I am. No matter all the bull crap, that's who he is. Ellis really is lazy on the inside. That's just who he is. He is a lazy asshole. That's just who he is. No matter what. And Henry is a drunk. He's a drunk person who had trauma and that he can't get past.
Right.
Absolutely. 100%. And again, I almost got what I wanted in this episode, but we talk about that at the end.
About it.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, you need to go back and just watch that end of the stream because you can't hear the show, but all you hear is screaming, "No, Kenny, don't do it! No, get out of there! That's not like it was crazy." I watched it back and I was just dying. I thought it was hilarious. It's so funny, Everybody was so worried about Kenny in that situation. And I thought I was gonna be right. I was like, "Damn it!" But we get to Tabitha. She's looking at Jim's clothes. Ethan walks in, and then they have the conversation in the kitchen where Tabitha actually tells them about her being Miranda. What were your thoughts, Jen?
For the first fucking time, I was actually proud that she wasn't in denial and that she was actually speaking to them. We're going to get to it where she fucking is going to take her backslide, and after she takes 2 steps forward, we'll get to it. But let me give credit where credit's due. I was so proud that she sat them down and talked to them and told them and was being honest with them, right? Like kind of told them exactly what it was, being maybe not so detailed, but at least giving them like, here's, what it is. I wanted to drop kick and punch fucking Julie like a fucking typical teenager.
100%.
You want to whoop their ass for like any little reason. Like, I'm like, really? You know why? Because you don't want no one to know your story walking. That's why. That's why. Because you want to keep that a secret. You feel like if this comes up, like it'll signify that your dad's like that Jim was always supposed to die. She wants to still find a way out. She's not willing to accept it. And I'm sure, I was doing a recording earlier earlier today with Xander and Nerdy as Fuck on the channel, and
Hmm.
Xander had mentioned that from a writer's perspective, they need to keep Julia away from finding
Yes.
out because of everything you're going to see. But I love that Tabitha was being honest, and again, Julia's just fucking. You just want to drop kick her in the face. Like, I'm like, why are you being like that little angsty teen, like a pain in the ass? Why do you always have to rebel? Like, right now, you're getting what you want. She's finally telling you that. You've been asking for that for how many episodes so far and even before this, and you're gonna act like that, like that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's it. It's,
But
We.
can you blame her though? Because now has Tabitha done this before?
that's
And
true. No,
I had an argument that what Jim has probably been the person that's been having all these conversations.
true.
So Tabitha has been going through her trauma with Thomas and all these things. She hasn't been there, been a mother with her. But when the one time she really did have a great conversation with her, when she came out of the tunnels and all that stuff, they had a great rapport. But literally, it's been an entire season now since that happened. She hasn't
Right.
talked to her in that way. She hasn't shared with her that way. So, you know, I gotta say Tabitha was great at this point. Exactly. I said I'm gonna get on Tabitha later, but
Hmm.
Right.
this is right. This is exactly what she. I feel like this is the creators or the writers saying all the shit that you guys been saying. We're gonna
Yeah.
do it right here.
Right.
Yeah. 100%.
100%.
And what they did in this scene, they made Julie the asshole, right?
Yeah.
They made
Right.
Julie the one that wasn't really telling anything like that. So I was just like, yeah, this. Danny said, Anzo, okay, here's a challenge. If I watch season 1 or 2 of this, you gotta watch the first 2 seasons of Interview with a Vampire. Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, Danny, it came out tonight, man.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Vampire Lestat came out tonight.
Yes.
I watched one episode and I was like, no, I can't do this. The British accent's killing me in it. I like the British accent, some of them, but for that I couldn't do it. And there were some other issues where I was like, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna pass. I think I'm gonna pass. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure you know what other issues I'm talking about. Being a Christian man, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying. We get to next scene is we get to what do you say, Brian?
You said chump.
Yeah, I'll be a chump. No problem. We get to Boyd having this conversation with Henry, and he's telling him the information there, and Henry storms off. But Victor actually tells Boyd he doesn't want to hear about it, but he does say we need to learn about the man in yellow. Jen, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like this because you can kind of see that Victor really grows up in this scene, right? He kind of
Uh-huh.
knows his limit. Like, he doesn't want to hear anymore right now. He needs to process. But that doesn't change the fact that certain things need to be done. He doesn't hide, he doesn't cower away, even though he's terrified of the man in yellow. He knows that there's an action that needs to be done. And I like that he puts his foot down. He's like, stop talking about that. We need to find the man in yellow. And I like
Hmm.
that he is locked in and focused, kind of like Jade is this season. I really like that Victor is stepping up, even though we see Victor has his quirks and his own developmental issues. He is pushing past that right now because he doesn't want to see what happened happen again. He doesn't want to see Ethan grow up for 40 years and be alone like he was. He wants to make sure that something is done to change this. He's already seen so much change happen in such a short span of time after being there for so long.
Hmm.
He feels like for the first time they can do something, and he's helping out doing something more than a lot of other characters on the show. So I was really impressed and pleased with Victor, and I'm glad that he didn't listen to Henry when Henry's like, you don't got to listen to this, Victor, let's go. And he's just like, no. Like, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's setting his boundaries, and I really, really like and appreciate that he's stepping up. He's showing maturity. He's showing connection. He's being helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. All right, Danny, you know what? You want to do it? We'll do it. But we do it together. So that means we watch season 1 together of From, and then we watch season 1 of that vampire crap together. All right? Do y'all think these people will ever get out of this town? That's the big question. I'm pretty sure some of them will get out, but I don't think all of them. Some of them gonna die.
As long
You
as
know what I
Kenny
mean?
gets out, I'm good. As long as Kenny gets out.
Kenny's dying. I
And
almost had it
I
this.
have a question for you. Though. I have a
Go
question
ahead.
for you. Do you think that Victor reacted that way? Possibly because he felt something with Tabitha. He felt something like a motherly vibe from her, especially when they remember how Tabitha, all those flashes came to her when she touched Victor. Do you think that it was something on the other side, that something happened with Victor also when he touched her? He felt something too.
Well, yeah, they're connected through the soul, so I do feel that there has to be some type of a glimpse of a connection that they feel. Absolutely.
Because that's what I said too, right? Just because we seen when they touch Tabitha, we know Tabitha had that memory right away, right? We know
Right.
Tabitha had that memory, but that doesn't mean Victor didn't feel anything as well. You know what I mean? And then when you go back and you watch certain episodes, the first person Victor talked to was like really had a
Julie.
conversation with was Julie, right?
Mhm.
So there's always been
Right.
a little bit of a connection. Then he made connection with Ethan. Then he had help from Tabitha. So there's always been a little connection there. So I think yeah, there's probably some sort of feeling. You know what I mean? So we ain't gotta
Yeah.
watch it together. If I don't know the lore, then you know I'm lying. Same with you. Yeah, I got you. Every time we touch, I get this feeling. All right. So now, one thing I said too, and I'll ask you the same question because I was telling Brian the way Henry was acting. I don't think that has anything to do with what the man in yellow put in the drink, right? I think that's just Henry being Henry, right? We learn
Agreed.
later on what happened to Henry and what we see, but I think him doing that because a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, it's what the man in yellow did," and I don't think it's what the man in yellow did. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of like it's almost like he's sabotaging himself by reverting back to his alcoholic state that he was probably for years. We just don't know about it because
Mm-hmm.
the belligerence that he showed before he even drank the blood. With the whole piano scene, he was acting that way. And that was
Mhm.
before he ever drank the blood. So I
Yeah.
definitely think that's him reverting back. So he's got this whole mental and emotional and psychological down he's going downwards, right? He's like degrading and regressing, for lack of a better term. But then the man in yellow, he has this blood, and that's now going to affect his visuals. And since all his other senses and all his other emotional states are already down low, he's going to be
Mm-hmm.
even more susceptible to those hallucinations because he's already unstable on every other level.
Absolutely, 100%. Victor scared the heck out of his sister the first time he saw her. Yeah, he did. But then he had the conversation in the kitchen about the peaches, right? Or no, he was watching her while she was sleeping, I believe. And then
Yep.
he had that little conversation there too. So I
And
think
you
there's
know what?
still a
I
connection.
told
Yeah,
you what
go
I
ahead.
think about that, right? I told you I think that he saw her in something. I know her
Yeah,
some way,
yeah.
and I'm telling you, they're gonna go in Miranda's car, and we're gonna find pictures that are drawn by Victor, and we're gonna find out that Julie was there. We're gonna see that big ass hair. It's gonna look like the memes. It's gonna look just like the memes,
And
like the,
it
the
sure
golden
will.
arches. And then she was the one who actually helped him drive the cars and get it out off the road. She's the one that
Hmm.
actually did it. We're going to find a picture of him and her in the car.
I think you're right. I think that's why Victor. We talked about that like when we did our breakdowns for the first couple of seasons. I think we saw that maybe Victor kind of had a memory of her but wasn't sure, right? Like, was it a dream, was it a not, this and that? And you're right, maybe. And we asked that question earlier, what gets her back to it? I think that's what might do it. Victor finding a picture and saying, oh, I know you from this time, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I
Right.
can see that. He said, my theory is Martin had the man in yellow's blood inside of him. Ooh, okay, I like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have a theory that the man in yellow is that, excuse me, that, yeah, the man in yellow is being contained in Martin. And that's why Sarah says that she hears the voices that, he's laughing. It's laughing at you because you let it back out. You released it. So I think that
Mm.
that Martin, if not Martin could be the man in yellow, but if not, Martin could just be a vessel containing the man in yellow and some other cycle is able to contain it.
Well, Brian said at the beginning of this episode that we did hear that he thinks the Martin could be Randall. What are your thoughts?
That is definitely a good possibility because if he's going to be able to story walk like Julie just hasn't done it yet, I could see, or Julie can bring him. I can see him getting left behind and getting found by the monsters the way we saw the nurse monster attack Julie when she was story walking. And rather than kill him since they didn't kill him before, I can see them chaining him up and being there. But then that would mean that his body would be left somewhere. And then after so long, he probably wouldn't be able to be brought back even if found because his body would
Maybe
just
he
die,
can't
right?
die.
That'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm. That'd
That's
be
why they
interesting.
attack him, because he can't die.
Well, he still has the cicadas inside of him right now too, so that's kind of giving
Yeah.
him some like armor against the monsters and everything.
Absolutely. Jade telling the audience that him and Tabitha are only people who are reincarnated. Yeah. So
Yes.
it got excited from when it touched your arm. Yeah, Kenny, right?
Mhm.
It got excited when it touched Kenny's arm. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why Kenny gotta die. Kenny's exciting the man in yellow and shit. You know what I mean? Kenny gotta go. But we get to um Boyd and Jade, and they're telling the whole town about the reincarnation. And it's funny because, like I said earlier, we had discussions about who it is that's going to drop the bomb on them, and we find out that it's actually Jade and Boyd. What are your thoughts of it being Jade and Boyd that told the town about the reincarnations?
I actually was really surprised that no one really said much. I like Bacta had a good question, and that's what I think Daryl was alluding to, right? Because we get the
Mm-hmm.
confirmation, which is what I've been saying. We only really have two people that are reincarnated. Everybody else probably has to be part of a bloodline, or at least
Mm-hmm.
tied to the people that were originally there, or possibly be tied to Jade and Tabitha's bloodline, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, I like that that was kind of confirmed because a lot of people were theorizing that all these people could be somebody, but that wouldn't be if the monsters, if two got away out of the 14, that would leave 12, the 12 original monsters. The question really is why there's so many more monsters, not
Yeah.
who else is really reincarnated after we find out about Jade and Tabitha. I think
Mm-hmm.
the only other possibility, and I think, Brian, you said this, that maybe the boy in white could also be in reincarnate, but that also can be up in the air because that can also be tied to the two sides of good and evil versus, the men in yellow.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like that they were able to share this, but it made me think after hearing this and we see Henry come back down and kind of interrupt it. All right. And Christy with her nonsense, but we'll get to that in a second. But when Henry comes back down and like kind of talks to Jade and we'll see them talking further on, I feel like Henry's going to try to like plot against Jade and kill him. I feel like he's going to be the reason why if Jade dies, it might be from Henry. Just Henry's like building up all this hate against him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even more so than Boyd,
And
right?
you know what's funny? I like that too, right? Because I asked this Brian last night after you left, we were watching again, and I asked the question. I'm like, so when Abby had it, right? She thought it was a dream. She kept saying, "Oh, this is a dream. This is a dream," right? But then
Right.
when you go back and look what happened to um when you go back and look what happened to Henry, it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll watch it definitely at the end of this. Thanks, Daryl. When you look what happened to Henry, right? You're like, okay, so Henry doesn't actually think it's a dream. He thinks he's in a hospital. So it doesn't benefit him to kill everybody
He's
to
in.
think. Yeah,
He thinks
right.
he's in a coma. He has to
Yeah,
wake up.
yeah, right. So it doesn't benefit him to do what Abby did to try and kill the whole town. Like, wake up, because he doesn't think, everybody else is sleeping. So how do you think Victor goes forward with this situation? Brian had a good
No,
one, and I'll let you say it, Brian. But I want to hear what Jen say first. So I'll let you say what you had because you had a good one too.
I think they need to make sure that man like dries up and they need to like tie him down because I could see him trying to prove to everybody that it's a dream by like jumping off the
Mm,
building and,
trying to kill
kill
himself.
himself.
Yeah.
right. And I see Victor, even if Victor says that he believes him, I see Henry kind of being like, "No, I'm your dad. I'm telling you not to." Right? I've seen how like close it they've gotten and like Henry's gone along with a lot of things that Victor's told him and vice versa. But I see a divide here. I really wish there isn't going to be one, but I see Henry, if he doesn't dry up, there being a huge divide between them.
Okay. Can I ask you a question then? You said
Please.
that. All right. So now, let's say that Henry does believe it's a dream. And Henry doesn't have a connection with everyone else in the town. He has a connection with one person.
Right?
Is it possible that Henry tries to kill Victor
Ooh.
to wake him up?
Ooh. Ooh.
like the Abraham story.
Exactly. We've been talking about how biblical things happen, and they're saying
Hmm.
I believe this. I have to do this to wake my son. I love him so much that I have to kill him to get him to wake up with me. Because who did you see in that hospital room with him?
Victor. And
Victor.
it was crazy that you didn't see Eloise.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You've seen
So,
Victor, but no Eloise.
but I actually really like that theory that he would try to do that and he would be successful and maybe then try to unalive himself and maybe not be successful because people would be trying to stop and get through, but they wouldn't make it in time to save Victor. And that would make everybody hate Henry. Holy shit.
Which
I'm not
would
even talking about I mean like the whole fandom, like everybody would hate Henry.
which would kind of go back to one of my theories, which I told you guys, where I think Victor and Henry die at like the same time or something like that, right? So if Henry does end up, like you said, being the one to kill Victor, right, thinking is gonna wake him up.
Try to kill
Yeah,
Victor.
yeah. Try. We don't know if he's gonna succeed. I'm just saying, if he was to succeed and then realize that no, it's not a dream, and then analyze himself, then I would be right. But we'll see.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
So how about this? He tries to kill Victor, and then he realizes what he just did. Someone
And
say
kills himself.
He kills himself because he's like, I can't believe I did this to my son. He kills himself. And
Yeah, I
that's
can
how
see
he
that.
dies. And that's what we at in the end of the season. Henry doesn't die by monster. He dies by his own hand.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with Victor.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was saying, so even though you see the similarities between Abby and Henry, I think the visions are different, right? Whatever he did to Abby, he made Abby think that everything was a dream, especially when you see Abby looking and she's like, yeah, I remember this place, kind of, you know what I mean?
Right.
So he made her think it was a dream, but he's making Henry think that he's in a coma. So kind of the same kind of thing that he's doing to Influencer, just in a different way, you know?
So I have a question for you, Brian. If Victor were to die, that obviously would finalize and end his cycle. And if he died by Henry's hand, that would almost be, it would parallel the original sacrifice, right? Because he's sacrificing his child.
Yes.
How do you think that would change the elements of like or change the game board, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Could it release the boy in white? That's possible, because if we think the man in yellow is the boy in white's father, could that finally kind of release him from that? Could that be the last sacrifice that kind of solidifies what the man in yellow told those townspeople at the beginning? I was thinking a lot about this recently. I was thinking, okay, could that be the last one? Because if the father kills the son, because what did the man in white really try to do? With
He
Abby?
sent Miranda to go bring him back.
Abby was the reason Boyd killed Abby is because she was going to kill Ellis.
Right.
The parent
100%.
going to kill the child. That's what he really wanted. That's what he really wanted. He wanted the parent to kill the child to be the last sacrifice that they needed. I think they needed another sacrifice that didn't happen.
100%.
He's trying to get a father or a parent to kill the child, and that's what he's really aiming for. And that's why I think Victor. That's why I think Victor survives Henry trying to kill him. Is Henry's doing it out of love. I want my son to wake up, but he survives it. But he's still going to attempt it, and then him realize he attempted it, and seeing the fear on Victor's face is going to cause him to kill himself. That's what we're going to see. And I think that's going to be a story, but it still keeps the I guess whatever is keeping them in that box alive, with keeping the story going, because we haven't had a parent kill a child.
So my theory is Victor shoots Henry to stop from killing Eloise. I like it, but
it's too dependent on us still finding out Eloise and
Eloise, right? And and we have 3 episodes left, so
yeah, they can still spin that in so many different ways. That's so wild. I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but we'd really have to see something. I mean, I know episodes 8, 9, and 10 are going to be crazy, but there's a lot of crazy shit they still have to deal with on top of all that. So, I mean, I don't know yet. I mean, it's possible. It's possible by the time we get to 10.
Said Henry be gonna be like Eloise, you're dead. This can't be real. Interesting. I'm just
And
saying
that's
we have 3 episodes left, and to have them, bring in Eloise now, I think like if anything, it would probably be like a quick, yeah, cliffhanger at the end, episode 10 or something like that. You know what I mean? The
or
way
Right.
it's
find out that
going.
one of the people that are there is Eloise.
Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
She's
yeah,
always
something
been
like that.
there.
And
So
that
we
might
get
be the reason why we don't see her, right? That
yes,
might be a reason why we haven't seen her yet because they're trying to like keep it close to the vest and not disclose it for sure.
absolutely,
It's going to be
absolutely.
someone. If you look, do the numbers, figure it out. What if it's someone like Christy?
Yeah, Christy,
Well,
Marielle.
it would have to be somebody it would have to be somebody around the same age as Victor, right? Unless the
Yeah,
story walked
She had
back
to
and
be a
jumped
little bit
out.
younger. They had to be younger than Victor because depending on how long she was alive, how long if we believe she story walked, it would be someone. Let's say she did it for 10 years and then she died.
Mm, that's true. Then that could be a Christy or a Marielle, you're right.
Marielle, because why did they choose Marielle? Why did Marielle have to come? So it could be if they're going to open that whole can of worms, instead of making it a new character, you make it someone who's always there.
Right.
I could see that. So we get to the town people. They're telling everybody about the reincarnation, and Boyd says the reason why Jade and Tabitha died is probably because knowledge comes at a cost. But he also says that it means that we're getting closer, and the person is scared. And then they show Sophie, and she kind of has like a concerned look on her face. Jen, what are your thoughts on that?
I kind of really liked it, and I like that for the first time they actually like Boyd came out and said that the knowledge that comes at a cost, the reason why Jim died is because of what Tabitha and Jade found out, and it kind of validated why he was telling them what he was telling them. And Sophia looked kind of scared because they were figuring things out, and I don't think she realized just exactly how much they knew, or not so much how much they knew, how much they were willing to communicate what they knew. Right? Because I think not all the other towns have reacted this way because they all seem sympathetic and like they were trying to understand and process it. The only person that came in really like gun ho dead set against it at this point is Henry and Julie.
Absolutely. And I think I said this earlier, that's kind of why she had a confused look on her face or was concerned, because the town is accepting it, right?
Right. They're
And
not
that's
tearing
the
each other apart.
exactly. So it's kind of worried that things are going to be different.
And
But
that's why I said
Henry,
that was so smart of them to do that, to
yeah,
tell the town and see how they reacted and see that they did it so well that all of a sudden what she was trying to do is trying to sow all this hate, and she was hoping that Patty Melt would have been the person who kind of opened up that can, but the fact that they told on their own that they were accepting of it, that and no more, they opened up and finally told everyone everything that they thought they knew.
Right.
said some people actually think Henry is in the hospital. You know what's funny?
seen that.
I
I've
seen
seen
that too.
that.
And I'm like, then you're not paying attention.
No.
The showrunners told you that this is not a dream. They're
Yes.
non-purgatory. This is not. They're
Not
not
a
comas.
coma.
It's not. They said it like before
and-
the season.
And they said they're not all dead. They're not
Yes,
dead. They're
exactly.
alive. They really have like they're really in a little, in this place.
Yes.
And they haven't given us the answers, but they're alive.
Yes. People aren't paying attention. And again,
Yeah.
I go back to the fact that there's a lot of new people that came into this season. Like Jen said, they've been watched the first 3 seasons and they just coming into this season and now they're believing all of this crap. I'm like, no, bro, pay attention to what you're watching. It's called the Mystery Box Show, and they already said they're not doing that, right? None of that they're not doing it. So people aren't paying attention. That's all. But Henry does say, and we talked about it, but I want to get Jen's thought. He says, you cannot save dead things. What are your thoughts on his comment there?
So I'm not sure if it's really a play on words. I do agree you can't save dead things, but you can trap dead things. You can trap dead souls. You can free dead souls. You can help them to pass on or move on. Right. So you're right. I might not be able to save something like something that's dead and like Frankenstein it. Right. I'm not talking about that. But if I could help something to move forward, right? To finish unsettled business, as some people might look at it as, or just help them pass, like when we're talking about the Egyptians, right? They had to mummify the body and do certain rituals so they can pass on to the next place. So there's certain things I think you can do, because if you don't follow those rituals, they felt like the soul was trapped and it wasn't ever going to be able to move on. So if you wanted to save something that was dead, you would help the soul move forward. And Jade knows that
Absolutely.
answer, but Jade also knows talking to Henry at the state of mind that he's in will get him absolutely nowhere. And if he
Mhm.
hears it, he's going to be stubborn and set in his ways. And because he's continually drinking, he's just going to continually always argue against that point the minute he hears it. So I like that Jade didn't say or contradict him. He just like kind of looked at him and was like, all right, you're drunk. There's no point in
Absolutely.
arguing or talking to somebody that's in your state of mind. Whatever I say, it will just be used against me. I'll be quiet,
One
and when I find you in a better state, we can talk about it.
100%. Sophie
Good.
clearly says, "Is a dream? Is this a dream?" After he drinks the blood, the show could not make it more obvious that Sophie is tricking
100%.
him. Exactly,
Mhm.
100%.
It's
I
Um,
don't
stupid.
see. It's dumb. I tell you that's why that Facebook group I'm in. I'm like, bro, are you guys even watching the show? Because that's where I seen it. Right? It's like, oh, we did all of this to find out that Henry's in the hospital and it's not real. I'm like, bro, you were not
you're,
paying
s- you're
attention.
so
So stupid, man. You know what? Those are the type of people I just don't want to watch anymore. Don't watch it anymore. All right. Yeah, if you can't get it, don't watch it anymore. Like there's still shit we don't get, but we understand the shit that they're giving us. You know what
Just
I
gotta
mean?
right.
listen.
Like, come
You
on.
have to listen.
Yeah, listen
So,
and watch. That's
do
it.
you
Go
think
ahead.
this is a coincidence that Henry just said you cannot save dead things, and the next scene that we get is with
Is
Julie?
Truly. Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
that's what she needs to realize.
Yes. Absolutely, 100%. And then we do get to see Julie smoking weed. She's having a conversation with her mom. She says she's not good. We also have Ethan asking if Victor is his brother. So, what did you think about this whole scene, Jen?
So I actually kind of like that Tabitha just let her smoke and she was able to like buy that off. And, she's still being a little bratty and, a bitch about everything, Julie anyway. And I see Tabitha's trying to talk to her. I don't like the way Tabitha really handles it all. I just like the fact that
Hmm.
she kind of knew she couldn't handle it. Um, but I think that it's a reason why Julie walks off and 2 seconds later Victor comes up, which is what you
Hmm.
have up. So that's definitely a reason why. There's definitely gonna be some type of a big aha moment when Julie realizes that everybody knows or is looking for the man in yellow, because all these other parties, as we see throughout the episode with their little strategic plan, they're setting it up and other people are starting to know more and more about this man in yellow. And Julie's in the
Hmm.
dark because she's choosing to be isolated because she's
Yes.
so still torn and angry about, do I do this again? I have no one to help me. Maybe I have to just accept that he's dead, and I'm not really wanting to accept it because I thought this would work. And she's like in her own little space. But yeah, teenagers being teenagers again. But I like that Ethan is becoming more and more inquisitive. You're starting
Yep.
to see him
Because
ask and be. He's starting to pop up everywhere now and ask mad questions.
Yep. And we talked about it earlier too, right? It's like every time they talk about the man in yellow, Julie's not around there, right?
Yeah.
And we already know she's seen the man in yellow with when she went back with Randall, right? So
Right.
her having some information would be vital to what the town is doing, but they're making it clear that we're keeping her away for a reason, guys.
Right.
Understand they're doing it for a reason, right? That she's not talking about it and that she's always not there when they're talking about it is because there's going to be some sort of reveal that's going to help her get back into story walking. Go ahead, Brian.
Jen, who is going to be the person that brings that gives Julie the motivation to dreamwalk again, to just try doing this again? Who's going to be the person that says you should try these things?
All right. In a perfect world, which we know it's not, it should be Tabitha doing it the right way.
Yes. Yes.
In a perfect world.
Yes.
But after the little bonding moment, I think that since Julie feels so alone and Sarah usually does feel and is all alone, I think that Julie's going to go back to Sarah. I really am hoping that Sarah is her anchor, and Sarah has the stomach to watch that. like to watch her have a seizure and comes out and not be so scared and worried the way
Like
Randall is.
Randall. Mm-hmm.
Right. So the only other possibility would be Elgin.
Ooh.
After this
Okay.
Because I
episode,
mean, we saw Elgin
because
did.
Fatima kind of used him, like we talked about, right, in the last live stream. She's kind of used him and kind of tossed him to the side. He's kind of like looking for side jobs. I'll cut up some vegetables. I'll go chill in the diner. He kind of is like a little lost puppy. You got to like throw him a bone so he has something to do. So if Sarah gets too busy because she's, trying to impress Sophia, then I could see if Julie can't go through Sarah, going through Elgin.
Absolutely. Said exactly. Julie can't find out about the man in yellow story yet, and said Elgin and Sarah have been good for Julie.
So remember, Julie was having her first problem. Elgin was the one in the basement with her, going through all the stuff, and that's when they found the camera. But they were having a connection, which before then, and then we've seen it with Sarah and her accepting. I still think, and I'm gonna throw this a bone to Daryl. I still think Tabitha is the answer, because when you look at the synopsis from episode 8, it talks about Victor helps Tabitha and Ethan prepare for the worst. And I'm thinking what that is so Tabitha decides, I'm going to prepare Ethan, right? And she's going to say something in passing to Julie. Hey, you're becoming an adult. You're going through these things. Maybe if you believe something, I want you to be safe. But if you believe something and you're going to do it in a safe way, take someone with you and try it. I believe in you. The words, if Tabitha says, I trust you to Julie, changes everything.
100%.
100%.
Her children are the way, if you want a reasonable way to go home, and we only have 13 episodes in it, is Tabitha encouraging her children to do the things. The thing that she's been opposite of the entire show is trusting her children. If she, in episode 8, trusts her children, encourages her children to do the things. Hey, Ethan, you believe these things. We need to, go towards it. I want you to protect yourself. I want you to learn how to do these things. I'm going to talk to you like an adult. If she tells Julie, trust yourself, go try these things, do these things, all of a sudden, these characters change.
Yeah.
She is the most important person in the entire village.
100%. In season 2, Elgin told Julie about Boyd killing Smiley, and then he said, yes, Tabby is the answer. Yeah, we know you like that. You like that. Go ahead.
Who do you think's the first person she tells about story walking? Obviously, we know Randall knows. Who do you think she'll tell next?
Ooh.
I don't think she ever tells Tabitha about the story walking. I think that she takes one, you're right, either Sarah or Elgin with her, but I think Tabitha has to be the thing that pushes her.
Okay.
I think she tells Ethan. I think Ethan's the one she tells, right? Because Ethan is the one that told her she was the story walker, right? So the only person that she's really, I think, will talk to about that is Ethan at this point.
But she already told Ethan. They walked out in there,
right?
And she walked in there, and he saw her have the seizure, so he already knows, right?
But he never told her about saving Dad and seeing Dad and Man in Yellow and all of that 100%. Stuff there. You know what I mean? So yes. I think it could be Ethan. I think at this point, right, we need to get Ethan and Julie together so that they could put their stories together and figure out, because I think they know the most right now. You know what I mean? Other than Victor not remembering and stuff like that, but I think they know the most right now. So I think they need to have a conversation.
Agreed.
What about you, Brian? Who do you think?
I think Tabitha is the person who does this stuff. I think that she uses Elgin because Elgin ain't got shit to do. He literally, no one's going after him. He ain't got nothing to do. I mean, he's not useless because that's Ellis, but Elgin has nothing else to do. So we'll talk about later in this episode how useless Ellis is, especially how he convincing Kitty to go with his dad instead of his own dude. It's hilarious. But I still believe Tabitha has to be the person who pushes both of them. I think she's preparing for the worst, and she's going to push both her son and her daughter to do the things that they need to do.
Yeah. So that's what I'll say. I think Tabitha is the one that needs to push them, but I think the conversation will maybe between her and Ethan first, or maybe all three of them together. You know what I mean? I think if you have it all three of them together, then you could put something together, and that gives Tabitha, you know what? Yes, we got to do this, and I will support what you guys want to do. So I kind of like that. Now we get to Victor comes in, and Victor says that he needs to do something scary, and he asks Tabitha to go. And this, for me, is confirmation that Victor believes that Miranda is Tabitha's reincarnated with Miranda. What do you guys think?
Oh, absolutely agreed. Like he needed to find somebody. Obviously, he can't go to his father. I like that he went to Tabitha. We haven't seen them together in a minute, and I really appreciated this moment. And I like that she actually went with him because you can tell she was kind of thinking about dodging it. And I think she was like, I can't because of everything they just found out. Like I need to follow through with this. And I think the fact that the truth came out forced Tabitha's hand at this moment.
Agreed. Brian?
I think this actually shows that Victor has had this feeling for a while, and that he probably has some evidence of something that he's drawn or something that he feels. Just like I just talked about with Tabitha, when she touched him, he felt something too, and now all these things kind of add up to get him to an answer that he understands now. He's starting to say, "I'm going to test this." I don't like the way that she talked to him when she was there, but I think that this was the first step in the right direction.
Right.
Muted. Still muted.
Still muted.
Stupid Mike. All right, there we go. So I said I absolutely agree with you guys. And then we get to Victor, Jade, Kenny, and Boyd, and they're trying to put the plan together. And Boyd is basically telling them, we need to figure out what's going on, how much there are, and find out certain things about the town. So this is part of their plan. What did you guys think about this plan?
I actually thought it was smart. I like that they were kind of all coming together. Boyd kind of got to use his military training, Kenny kind of and Jade listened. They kind of all got along and they kind of followed through for a plan of action, right? This is one of the first times that they kind of all come together and they're going to follow through with a plan of action. I felt like they all got the marching orders. No one really kind of contested. They kind of all went along with it and they had a really good plan of action, a good strategy.
They looked at Boyd. Both Jade and Kenny looked at him when he was handshaking. Hey, what's wrong with your hand? He's trying nothing. What are you talking about? Like we didn't just see your hand go like this, brother. So I don't understand what he's trying to do with that. But the fact that they had a good plan, the thing is, Boyd's going to have to realize he no longer could be the physical person, the physical embodiment to save this town. It's going to have to be his mind, because this is why I don't think he lives, because he doesn't want to live with Parkinson's. So if there's someone who has to get him across that finish line, it's going to be Boyd. He's going to sacrifice himself because of these things. So we know what's going to happen. We see it happening, and I know most people don't want to hear it. But this is what's going to happen.
Right, when you get old, absolutely, and it's really hard to relinquish control, and we know that Boyd is a controlling person. So the fact that he has to relinquish control when in his mind he can do it because he's done it before how many times? You can't do it better than him because he's done it before, he knows what he's doing, but now his body can't keep up with his mind. That's a really hard thing for anybody that gets up there in age or has this particular type of disease where just your physical body can't do what your mind wants to do.
Absolutely. Said Boyd should have just been like, I'm shaking because I'm scared. No, Boyd can't tell people he's scared.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. He can't do that.
And they wouldn't believe him anyway.
Facts.
You can't sit there and be like, I'm going to be the one to go do this, but I'm shaking because I'm scared.
Christy already told him, you can't be scared. You can't doubt yourself. You can't do any of those things. And it's funny because once again we go from there and we see him shaking. It's going to Acosta now, and then the last thing he says to her is, "We're going to have to one day have a conversation." He's going to trust her with protecting of this damn town.
Absolutely, because we get to him talking to Acosta and he's telling her he needs her to use her detective skills to go back in there and find something. But Acosta's like, oh, you're just trying to do it to keep me alive. And he's like, no, I really need you. You know what I mean? And he's saying, basically, you and me, we're going to make up a plan and I'm going to need you and I hope you find something. And then Costa's like, okay, give me some information. And
he put
let's
her
see
in
what's
charge of multiple people.
Yes.
Teams. He was like, no, I'll give you 5, 6, 7 people that are now answering to you. He's putting her in a point of leadership. He is teaching her how to lead this town.
100%. 100%. I agree. Go ahead, Jen.
I like that she took out her little book and started writing it down like a real, like she really went back to the basics and what she learned in training. Like she's ready to learn what use what she knew and still continue to learn. Right. And I exactly love that. And she didn't argue back. She wasn't sassy with him. Like you're actually seeing a whole new side of Acosta. It wasn't just like an episode. I know there was like a little span when we didn't get her, but she seems to maintaining this new change and this new perspective of, I'm gonna not take things so seriously, and what you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be me and just try to keep a positive view because you already know I want to kill myself. So,
She
100%.
said something, right? I don't know if you guys remember. She said, "So you weren't just trying to get me to go away and not kill myself." Say, "No, I literally trust you. I literally put you in this position because I need what you know."
right,
So she felt this is one that leadership. She's putting herself in this point, or he's putting her in a point where he can kind of scope and put her in this thing where she starts to be a leader and she could take control of the town.
Absolutely. And you know what's good about it too, right? Boyd came at her differently, right? He came at her like this, I trust you. It's not just that. I'm not trying to keep you busy. I trust you. And I know that you can figure something out, which I believe now, and I think we believed it before, but I think now more than ever that she is going to find something.
100%.
So
absolutely.
Acosta hate posts aren't popping up anymore. Yeah. If Acosta dies, I'll be really sad. Actually, I think Acosta could be one that survives as well. You know what I mean? Especially the way she's going on now and being definitely useful. Yeah, I think she could survive.
Hey
But
man,
boy,
look, I'm just gonna say, hey, women, I love women, right? And then Costa Stick, I don't care what he was saying. Like she got a
oh
little
yeah, one hundred
something
percent,
on. So I, mean, I have no
100%,
problem if Costa got the right
100%.
attitude. I had no problems for me. You have no issues
Oh,
from Brian.
100%. Oh, 100%. I seen like this little. I think it was like a I don't know, like a red carpet thing or whatever. And Costa was there, and I was like, oh shit, okay. I was like, this show makes her really look bad because she is.
No, she
What?
don't never look
She,
bad. It's just, it's the
no,
attitude.
she looks
The
no.
attitude could change you. But
Yeah,
man, if you have a good attitude, bruh.
Yeah,
no,
yeah. But
Samantha Brown is bad though. She's a good looking bitch. She looks good.
yeah, yeah, because she looks normal. I'll say that, right? Normal. But when you see her dressed up, you're like, damn, okay, you know. But
Right.
we get to Boyd, and he looks at the ViewMaster, and then we see this. It shows him a picture of him and his wife. Looks like their wedding day. What did you guys think about this? And what is the significance of it?
Right. So I was trying to figure this. It's obviously messing with him, trying to remind him of his wife and what his roots are. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to remind him of his union and his love and his bond to her, or if that's supposed to remind him of the reason why he's there, which their bond led to Ellis.
Ooh, I like that.
Me too. What about you, Brian?
I 100% believe this is because the man in yellow was inside of
Mm.
Abby's mind. How do you get this picture? Unless it's through someone else's mind. How did you know about the boat? Unless it's through someone's mind. It tells me the man in yellow attacked her mind. So when she went crazy, it was the man in yellow. I think Boyd is going to put all the pieces together and figure this shit out. I think this is just one more thing. How would you know this? Only two people know about this because Ellis doesn't know that because he wasn't live. There's only two people that know about this. I didn't tell you this. I didn't share this with you. So it must be Abby.
So I have a question for you.
Go
If
ahead.
that's the case, right, and we're seeing this now happen with, well, we can't really count Jade and Tabitha because they've been there before, but we've seen this happen with, um, oh my god, I just lost it. We've seen it happen with Boyd when he got the cicadas, right, and we've seen this happen now with Henry after drinking the blood. So, do you think at any point that Abby drank the man in yellow's blood from another person, another character.
Yes, and the reason why we don't know about it is because Boyd was off finding talisman and trying to save the damn town. And it's funny, Ellis kept on saying, "You need to be here with her."
Right. I agree with you 100%. 100%. I'm like, I think he was there. I think he's been there, and he was somebody else, and they just didn't realize it.
But he kept on saying exactly. He kept on saying, Ellis said, "Dad, I need you home. You need to watch after her." And because he wasn't home, because he wasn't paying attention, something got into her because she was hiding in another ditch, whatever, trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
You know, someone else was there. We don't know who else was in that town during those point in time. And the man in yellow definitely got some blood into Abby and changed her mind.
Interesting, very interesting. I'm not personally me. I'm not 100. Oh, am I muted? No, not okay. Personally, me, I'm not 100% sure on that yet because we've seen things happen without the man in yellow there. So, like, I'm talking about the burn on Sophie's arm where it said "kill the boy" and stuff like that. So, I think he can also affect people, especially if their mind is a little bit weaker, right? I'm not saying Abby's mind was weak, but we see that when she gets to the town, she's already thinking that she's been there before. You know what I mean? So I think he was able to manipulate her mind that way. Now, was he there before? I seen a post where it said the man in yellow has been closer than you guys think, right? So there's a possibility that it can. I'm just not 100% sure yet because they also told us that we are going to find out why the man in yellow chose this time to come out and reveal himself. So I don't know.
I just want to say this: like we have, so Julie has the story walking thing. If Julie all of a sudden tries to story walk again, and she goes to this time and she sees someone doing something with Abby, giving her some water, and she sees it from the side, what's going on, and she tells Boyd could put all the pieces together.
I could see that.
And then
Abby,
he goes talk to Henry, who's being held captive because they're trying to stop him from killing himself. They're holding him captive. He talked to Henry, "Who did you drink with?" And he tells it was Sophia. Then he thinks about what he said to Sophia, and the monsters knew. He thinks about what's going on with this, what happened with Abby. I think he figures it all out.
Definitely a possibility, 100%. Especially since he's trying to play like Inspector Gadget right now and have like Acosta's like, like Penny. So I can totally see it.
Because in the last episode is called "If a Tree Falls in the Forest," right? And no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? If the man in yellow talked to Abby and no one was around to see it, except for someone who story walked, how does it affect everything else? I think he finds it out in episode 10.
I like that, but I still think I'm gonna go with Abby finding something and then the teeth putting something together with that to figure it out, right? I think that's how they're gonna find out who the man in yellow is.
I think it's gonna be on two fronts because I think the teeth is gonna matter a lot too because they're gonna probably talk to Christy. Christy talks about, "Hey, yeah, I noticed that Sophia's father was
missing a tooth." Yeah.
You know, they pulled it, as a souvenir. She's been doing it, so it makes you start thinking about Sophia. But I think this is the other shoe that needs to fall to realize we need to go after this girl.
I agree. Abby being in the Spider-Verse show that Abby has been taken over, and Boyd says that isn't my wife. Yeah, but we're talking about before she died, right? So these guys, they're talking about before she died. I personally just think he put something in her head, but it's definitely 100% a possibility that he was in that town before, and we just don't know who it is. Like, so let me ask you this: how would you feel if he was in the town before and it was just some random red shirt?
What if one of the monsters found Abby when she was out, and they instead of killing her, fed her blood, and that made her go crazy?
Could be something like that too.
What if it was a crow?
I think if anything, if the man in yellow himself didn't speak with her, feed her blood like he did with Henry, then he convinced somebody to make her eat something or make something the way like he convinced Sarah to do with the water. That would be the only other option in my mind that could possibly happen because somebody had to physically speak to Abby to tell her that or put that in her head, right? And she didn't say that she was like hearing voices. She said she had dreams of that place. So since she wasn't hearing voices, I'm thinking since she doesn't admit to, on camera that she was hearing voices, I'm thinking she had a conversation with somebody because Boyd wasn't around, right? And Ellis
Yeah.
can only do so much. I think somebody else tried to talk to her and comfort her. So I'm wondering if it was like Adana. Um, Maybe it was some red shirt that we don't see, but the man in yellow needed to get back out because it wasn't his time to really stay there because things changed since Boyd shot her.
Interesting.
Maybe
I
that made
like
him
that.
like, all right, I got to go back now. I just lost like 10 spaces on the board. You know what I mean? It could be something like
Mhm.
that. So maybe he's like, great, I can't come out anymore. I was just about to come out and now I can't. So I think it could be something of that nature.
I like
I
it.
like it. I like it. Now we get to Donna, and we find out that Donna is fine. So Daryl, Donna did not die, and you were wrong on that one as well. So I just wanted to put that. I just wanted to put that out there. I just wanted to
What
put
you
that
talking
out
about,
there.
my Daryl? Come on, Daryl. Hey, me and you together. We got this together. Come on. There we go.
Well, what did you guys think about the conversation that he had with Donna, right? Because they're pretty much talking about the plans that they're having, and she's saying, you're putting a lot of people's lives at risk, and Boyd's like, yeah, he knows. And then we cut to Acosta putting her team together. What did you guys think about the conversation with Donna, and knowing that Donna is alive? Go
All
ahead.
right. So I was really happy that nothing happened to her at all, but at the same time, it makes you raise an eyebrow. Like, really, all that happened to you, and it was for nothing. There's nothing wrong with you at all. You're fine. You can talk. You're up and walking a little bit. Yeah, you're still having some trouble, but I mean, that's great that you're fine. But I thought it was a lot of buildup for it to be that she's fine. And then it sounds like she's a little bit pissy. And I'm not sure if it's a control thing since that's like her territory and her domain, Colony House. But I definitely felt like, all right, she's definitely coming down on him kind of hard. But it was kind of a terrible idea when she did it. But it is what it is because they needed to know. I think she was just more pissed that she wasn't there when it all kind of happened.
I agree. What about you, Brian?
I think Boy did it on purpose.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I literally think that he realized he could have go talk to Donna, but he knew that she would have something to retort, and instead he said, "Well, she's still in bed. Let's make this decision and do this." And I think she's saying that because she knows that he did that on purpose. I didn't want to have that conversation. There's only one person's conversation or thoughts that he cares about, and the only one person he has to run things by in this entire town. It's only Donna. He chose not to. He's in Colony House. She's right upstairs. He chose not to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you. I think, but like I said earlier, I think he chose not to do it because of her heart attack. Didn't want to put any more pressure on her or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Then
So I
right
think
after
that's
he
why.
tells him, he goes upstairs and talks to her about it.
Well, she already, like you said, she already knew, right? Because she had the conversation with Tabitha and everything, so she already knew. So I just think he didn't want to, burden her. Because remember, when she had the first heart attack, it was because she found out some new information, which drove her up a wall, right? So I think Boyd was trying to protect her. That's all.
It sounds like you're right, except for the fact that he said it anyway. So it's like the same day after he told him, he still talked to her about it. So
Yeah, but
he
remember,
knew that she already knew. Yeah, but
yeah,
she
but
already
remember, she
knew.
brought it up to him, right? He didn't bring it up to her in that room. She brought it up to him. She said, "Oh, so you're gonna go through with this plan?" So somewhere along the line, someone told her about it.
Right.
I also think that he hasn't been thinking about her at all because he also forgot about someone else,
Who?
Roger.
Oh, yeah.
He
He
didn't
forgot
admit
about
it.
Roger.
He said he
Yeah,
admitted
but
I forgot.
yeah. He said, "I don't think the man in yellow was in town as the person in this cycle before he was Sophie." I feel you. He said, "I now believe Donna isn't ever going to be killed off. This explains why they heavily hinted that Donna was going to die to make us think she might actually die." You know what? I said that too. I said Donna being in in a bed would be a liability, but we see later on in the episode she tries to stand up, right? And she does stand up actually, and Fatima tells her to go back to bed. So yeah, I don't think she's going to be much of a liability anymore. And you're right. I think she might not die. Now we cut to Marielle, of course, and she's having a conversation with Christy, and she's talking about, when her mom told her people die, they go to other places, but people in here, they're not going to die, and then they're standing in front of freaking Roger doing this shit.
Marielle was like, "Who is he?" And Harold's like, what's his name?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Roger who? Who the fuck is Roger? Right? Ain't no way know who the fuck Roger is. Because she asked him, did you ever have any conversation with him? And of course they had to put it in there. Well, yeah, I did. And he was this and that, you know. They tried to give him a backstory. But we all know nobody knew who that Roger was.
I had no idea who he was.
You know? So we get to Boyd, and Boyd is talking to Ellis, and he's making his plan because they want to use the totem to see if it will kill one of the creatures, right? And so far, when we start to talking about the plan, it's Boyd that's planning on doing it. We find out later that it's not. We cut to Henry. Henry is going to see Tabitha because he wants to speak to her. And then we get the first little this. He sees the pictures.
Standing up. He's standing up. How do you think that you're standing up and you're seeing all this stuff? How does that even make sense? If you're in a coma, you're sitting down. You're laying down.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you
100%.
think you standing up makes perfect sense, hey, bro?
Right. So he sees that. He kind of flips out. Now, Daryl said, I hate Roger. Yeah, I know the feeling, Daryl. Trust me. What did you guys think about this? And, of course, I already had my ideas about it. What do you guys think about this scene here?
I think it's just the seed growing, right? It just sprouted a little leaf, and the stem is still growing, but it can't just be all in one shot, right? It's got to be believable. So it's got to come in little spurts, right? And every vision's going to be a little bit more and a little bit bigger, and that's exactly what we get. But it starts to plant an even bigger seed of doubt on that whole line that Sophia said, maybe it's a dream. So now he's already overanalyzing that, and now he gets this, and of course he's going to stack that onto proof.
Absolutely, 100%. Brian?
I already told you he's stupid. You know, why are you trying to remember stuff and trying to figure out stuff when you're drunk? Maybe you should get undrunk. Maybe you should because remember how Jade was when he came in, he was drunk. He was, you're going to make all type of dumbass decisions and dumbass thoughts while you're drunk. How about you figure this shit out first? Okay. Like, what do you think is happening? Why do you think all of a sudden that you see Victor later, in the hospital room that makes you see this stuff and you really believe it, bro? Drunk people, come on, man. Tell Henry to stop drinking, and start smoking some weed.
Facts. So he said that Henry goes to the door and you see Sophie in the background, and yeah, you do. I think that's her. It looked like it's her, anyways, in the background. So yeah, you are correct. So she planted the seed in his head. They go to the car, right? Because this is what Victor wanted to do. He wanted to find out what was going on. So they go to the car, and they go to the man in yellow's car, and he opens it up, and he finds the bag, and there's teeth in the bag. Go ahead.
There goes Tabitha being a shitty mom again, right? Because there he goes. All they do is open the trunk, and she's like, oh, there's nothing there, right? And she sees Miranda's car, and completely leaves Victor to continue going through and investigating the car, and walks off on her own. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You think the trunk is the only place to check in a car?
Facts.
I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're supposed to check the whole entire car. And then you're not even watching, all right, maybe you're going to let him look, but you're on looking. That was the whole point. You were bought there to help support and watch him. No, she goes off on her own. And I'm glad, great, we get a vision, but she does her fucking denial shit and she backs away. It was like, nope. And then we'll get into the rest of it. But I was just so mad at her here again, for so many reasons throughout this entire car scene. I'm like, oh, there we go. There we go, backsliding.
Absolutely. One step forward, two steps back. Brian, go ahead.
I was even mad at her for leaving and going to Miranda's car. I was mad that you went to Miranda's car and then look at the motherfucker. So you didn't stay with Victor while he's looking through the man in yellow's car. Then you go to Miranda's car, you look through the window and say, that's what you call looking. You didn't open the trunk, you didn't open the glove compartment, you didn't do nothing. That's what I was angry about. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I think she had a good idea to go to Miranda's car. I think there's going to be a lot of answers in Miranda's car. But guess what? It doesn't matter because you didn't open the damn car. You didn't even open the door. Tabitha, I am 100%. Angry with you right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm angry with you, the character, Tabitha. Doesn't make any sense. What are you doing? You're not a good person to have around because what you do is you do just the detail.
the
You know,
dumbest
just
shit.
surface stuff.
Anybody would know to open the door. Anybody curious would go looking through something, and that's your job. Like that's what you were there to do, and
You
she
know
didn't
why
do
they're
any of
doing this
that.
though? The reason
Not
why
to mention,
once again, they're doing this because she's the most important person. If she figures this shit out, everyone gets it all together. She's the
True.
most important one. That it has to be.
and not to mention the fact that you had a vision just walking up to the car, which would tell you that maybe if you got into it, you would learn something else. You know what I
Right.
mean? But she just completely ignores that. And Daryl
Yeah.
said those are some nice looking teeth. Fact. He said the from Instagram account spoiled the teeth. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got the teeth before that
I
happened.
sent it to you before, in the
Yeah,
afternoon, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Tabitha hate hurts my soul. It's gonna get worse. I'm telling you right now, Daryl. It's going to get worse. All right. So
There's going to be a redemption arc. I'm telling you, Tabitha is going to have this grand redemption arc. And we're gonna
yeah.
It's going to happen.
100%. But right now, yeah, she's messing up. 100%. So we get the teeth. Now, Brian, you said you had a theory on the teeth. Go right ahead, and then I'll let Jen go. Go ahead.
I think they're going to take the teeth to town, they're going to show everyone talk about the teeth. I think Chrissy's going to say, that's very strange. And they're going to say, why, Chrissy? Why is this very strange? And she's going to say, well, I noticed some of the last couple bodies that we found were missing teeth. Right? Then they talk about, okay, who's the last one you had? Well, the pastor came in and he had 4 teeth that are missing. This is very strange, right? Now, it doesn't mean the pastor's teeth are in that bag. That's not what I mean. But that's something that's souvenir that the man in yellow takes. And then you start thinking, okay, wait a minute. So that's there. Then why? Where's Sophia? Sophia, where's your father's teeth missing? And they start to put things together. I think it's gonna take it to the last episode to figure it all out. But I think that's gonna be the beginning to figure out what's going on with Sophia.
And here's the best thing, right? They will be able to tell that the tooth that was taken from the pastor was taken after he died.
Yeah.
Right? If they're any kind of nurse, doctor, whatever, they're any kind of coherent doctor or nurse or whatever this is, nursing assistant, medical school, you will be able to look at that and say, wait, this tooth was taken out after he died.
She had 3 years of medical.
Yeah, 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, hey, that was a Jeopardy question. You guys got it wrong. I'm just saying, all right? So now you remember. You see how Jeopardy worked? Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to know because I think Sophia took it out right before they buried the body. So I don't know if they're going to be able to realize
That's
if
a
they
good
saw.
question. Yeah.
I don't know if they saw that, but I do think that if Christy figures out that there's this bag of teeth, she'll remember that there was 2 teeth found on the autopsy when they did Smiley, that he had 2 teeth. And they're going to put together that it has something to do with the monsters collecting teeth from the victims through that way. So I think they can kind of deduce that. And I think they're going to think it's trophies. And I think they're going to miss the real meaning. And maybe Victor or somebody else is going to have to figure it out. Maybe Jade will know something more. Somebody will know something more. Because there has to be something. There's a reason why they collect it. It's not just trophies. It's still a bone. It has DNA. It can be something. It can be used to be traded on. The fact that Smiley had it and the man in yellow's got this huge bag of it. That bag looks old as hell, like centuries old. So there's got to be something to do with collecting it. I mean, it could just be as simple as trophies, but it could definitely have a deeper meaning.
Could it also be Fatima who looks inside Smiley's mind and finds out, hey, can you try to figure this out? And she kind of looks aside and she realizes that's something that they do. They take teeth for a reason.
Yeah, and if she has the tooth that she pulled out, maybe if she touches it and Smiley happens to be there might be like a connection because she pulled out a tooth when she was pregnant with Smiley.
Yeah. Absolutely. I like that. If they dig up the pasture body, that's the only way they know. Yeah, that's correct. They did bury the body, and they would have to. And we know they're not going to do that.
I'm not sure because remember the cemetery is empty.
Yeah, it's full. You mean?
It's full. I'm sorry, full.
Yeah,
there's no more places. And why wouldn't you go check this? If you start to have things that kind of don't make sense, why not?
But I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to connect the pastor with having, because you don't know. You buried the body. Why would you assume? Oh, maybe the pastor doesn't have a tooth. You know what I mean? So
unless they already saw it. Unless they saw it.
Unless they saw something. Yeah, exactly. 100%. So we get to Victor. He tells them it's a bag of teeth. And this is where, Daryl, you might want to mute. Because this is where the Tabitha hate begins to kick in, right? Because Victor starts to tell them they need to be prepared. Ethan is not prepared. Tabitha kind of flips out. Ethan walks away. And then Tabitha asks, what the hell is wrong with you? Jen, you start off with the hate first, and then we'll go with Brian.
All right. First off, like Victor's 100% right. He's trying to prepare. She's the one that asked him, "What did you find?" She pushed. He wanted to walk away and kind of keep it so he can figure out a way to express it because he knows that that's heavy. And then she pushes. So he's like, "Fine. He needs to be prepared. Let me show him. You want to see it? I'm going to show you. It's a bag of teeth." And then she's like, "No." And like she's trying to hide Ethan from fucking what? A bag of teeth? Right? Seriously, that's what you're hiding him from right now? And then Victor's like, I need him to be prepared. And then he goes on this last time, if you're my mother, right? Well, you came here with a boy and a girl. Well, you came back here again with a boy and a girl. And last time there was a boy and a girl, the mother and the girl died. And the little boy got left here alone for 40 years. He needs to be prepared. He gave a fucking perfectly, wonderfully descriptive explanation. She's going to be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Boom, right in her face. Like, I was like, oh my God, you're the worst. You're the fuck worst. You're the absolute worst. You can't sit there and, like, it just showed that she really didn't want to be there for Victor. And she kind of just was like, all right, let me do this. I have nothing better to do. And he just found this out, so I'm going to try to be there for him. But she really had no heart in it whatsoever. Her true colors showed. She was a complete bitch. I was so mad. And then she's, like, running after Ethan. Like, I was just so annoyed with the whole situation and the scenario. I thought it was awful.
He said, let's go, Daryl. He said, Tabby had every right to be upset with Victor. He was being too much. Victor was like, Ethan, everyone is going to die except you. He was just being too much. He needed to chill. Tabby loves Victor. That's her baby boy. Okay, so I'm going to let Brian go, but I'm going to address you first. All right? I got to do this, Daryl. I'm sorry. But Victor's the one person everybody should be listening to. All right? It doesn't matter. Like, you should be listening. If Victor is finally telling you some information, you need to take that information at heart. He's been there the longest. He's the one you listen to. Go ahead, Brian.
All right. I'm not going to hate on Tabitha. I'm going to say that I understand, as a parent, I understand her trying to be protective over Ethan because she's been such a shitty parent for such a long time that she's trying to be protective right now. The problem is it's very counterproductive for them getting out front. And I think that's she's going to have to face a hard fact. I believe what he said is going to resonate in her mind. I think this is going to wake her up. I think her saying that and him being hurt is going to actually wake her up. I do believe she's wrong the way she talked to Victor. I can't excuse that. I think, but she's realizes she's the only one trying to protect Ethan at this point. She already lost Jim. She already feels it. You saw her at the beginning of the episode, her trying to smell Jim's clothes because she misses his scent, misses him, who he is. He was the protector. So I understand the way why she's acting this way, why she's still acting out, because she just lost her husband. I totally get it. She's having a hard time with this Miranda thing. I get her. I can't say that she's right in any way, shape, or form. Talking to Victor, Victor asked her to come this way. She wasn't there with the teeth. He's the one trying to tell her, I've been here. Yes. I need you to listen. She should be listening. The problem with Tabitha is she always talks before she listens. But I think this might be a changing. I think this might be a changing thing for her, that she's going to finally listen to what he said and realize this is a real possibility. Jim is already gone. If I leave, this little boy is gone. He's alone again, and I have not taught him any way to survive. So as much as I'm not going to hate on Tabitha because I understand why she said the things she's saying. I just think she's wrong in every way, shape, or form, and that what Victor says is going to wake her up. I'm really a team. She's going to wake up, because if she doesn't, we're all fucked.
You're just trying to cater to Daryl, because I'm going to hate on Tabitha. I'm going to tell you why, right? Tabitha knew that when they went to this place, it was to find answers about the man in yellow. She knew that. Victor told her that, like, we need to go find answers, right? Victor comes and gives her answers, and she coldly brushes it off. And not to mention, if Victor was in his right mind and a grown-ass man like Jade or Boyd or anybody in this town, I get it. But he's has the mentality of a little 8-year-old boy. So like you said, you don't talk to him the way you do, right? And you can see he's panicking, right? He's not just he's trying to get him, he's in a panic right now.
Right.
This is when you have to have that motherly vibe and be like, okay, calm down, let's talk. You know what I mean? Or don't talk here. Let's talk somewhere else when it's just me and you or something like that. She should have handled it differently. I get it. What you said, Brian, you're 100% right. She's trying to protect Ethan and stuff like that too. But she kind of knows Victor's situation and everything. So I think she should have handled it a lot better.
And let's not forget the point. Ethan already knows that there was a massacre. Everybody
Yes.
was killed, including like and Victor's
He
the
saw
only
his
survivor.
father. He saw
Right.
his father being
Yeah.
Right.
stringed
So
up.
let's just be clear that none of this was new news to Ethan. So what is she protecting him from? It's not the news and the information. Like he's trying to show him something so he can prepare him, so that he can remember, and so that
Yes.
he can see what's going on. It's not like anything else. And that was new to all of them. That was the whole purpose of them coming. The bag of teas
Yep.
was new to all of them. None of the other information was new. You know what was new? That Miranda got a flashback that she didn't say shit about.
Facts.
That's what the
Facts.
fuck was new.
100%. We get to Boyd. Boyd is looking at the
Sorry.
spear.
Sorry.
No, you are right. You are 100% right. We get to Boyd, and then this bitch walks in, and I swear, I'm telling you guys, boy, this chick is really starting to grind my damn gears because she's in there and she's trying to find out information from Boyd, and everybody's just telling this. I get it. They don't know. 100%. I get it. They don't know, but they're just telling this chick every fucking thing she wants to know, and they tell her that Boyd said he's going to take the spear and we're going to see tonight and see if it works. But we kind of get a look on her face like she is worried. Now, do you guys think she was more worried about the plan that they're concocting or the fact that they thought that the spear would work? Go ahead. And I liked your theory too, Brian, so we'll get to that after. Go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
I think that she's worried about both. I think that she knew that she knows what the spears are for, right? So she knows even if she causes that to wreak havoc, I think that the spears might have more meaning, right? They're already starting to find answers. So she wants to know what the whole plan is, because if they use the spears for the Ragdoll Roger, which we're going to see, it doesn't mean that's the only thing it can be used for. So she kind of wants to know what's really the plan with that, and I think that's why she wanted to know. I think the actual symbol on the actual thing can kill more than just that nightmare.
Absolutely. And I got an idea for that too. But Brian, go ahead. Your thoughts first.
This is something else I was thinking. Do you know? I think she was looking that way because I think that spear can also kill her.
That's what I was just about to say. Fuck her.
Yeah. I think that she hears the whole monster thing and she's going to warn them, and they going to set up. And Boyd's going to think about why? How do they know about this? Why did they set us up? And that's going to be another thing in his cap to try to figure this stuff out. But I think that thing, if she got stabbed, it will hurt her, and that's the issue.
So after the milkman's whole little stage play.
It's funny. It's funny because
I don't think he's the same.
That's what I was gonna say, because I think they kind of show us in this, right? It didn't work for the creatures, but it worked for Roger, right? So maybe
he was controlling.
It'll work for her. Yeah. I feel that way. I feel like. I feel like, and again, I'll say this because it's something I just kind of came up with. Maybe not kill her, but hurt her. But I also feel like she's the connection as to why all the creatures are immortal. You know what I mean? So they're immortal because they did what they did, but also because the man in yellow was still around, right? So you kill the man in yellow, those creatures aren't immortal anymore, and then you can kill them. And I think the staff may not hurt them, but it might hurt the man in yellow. So I agree with that. That was one of my thoughts too. But go ahead, Jen, if you think something different. Go ahead.
No, I actually really kind of like that because she would have done a ritual to give the nightmare creatures, like the monsters, their own power, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she might be the connection, and because she's actually doing something to like Ragdoll Roger and to the Ragdolls, and with their like a separate thing with the nightmares, it
And
might
she's
affect
becoming
her.
Sophia instead of being who her original is. Like I think that could hurt her or cause this body to no longer
To
work.
die, yes.
Yeah, and then she had to revert that back to her original form, something to that effect.
I like that. Maybe not kill her, but kill the vision or who she's pretending to be, right? Which would make him have to revert to his original form. Not kill him, but make him have to revert to his original form. I
I
like
love
that
that.
more than anything. Yeah. He
Same. I
said,
love
I
that.
would tell her anything to make her feel safe. That's why your ass would be Henry in that town. Just letting you know, all right? He said, I don't think the spirit can kill her. I don't think the spirit can hurt her either. Could cause the body to go away, maybe. Yeah, I think
Because
that more than anything.
he's an entity. So like if
Yeah.
he's an entity,
Right.
you don't think he's going to die. But,
Mm-hmm.
as we've seen with Smiley, things can happen that are going to cause that body to fail, and
Mm-hmm.
it could be reborn. It could be come out and you have another form, but that could mess up that form specifically.
Absolutely.
Right.
I agree with that. I agree with that. We get to Kenny and Jade, and they're trying to figure out a map. And Jade is doing it with this diagram on the table because he likes to see things in spaces, he said. We find out what Kenny actually did before he came to the town. But the most important of that scene, oh, well, actually, that's not that scene, right? So they just have a conversation
He
about
said, no, he
stuff.
does, he does. He does have that, and he's talking to him about all the stuff. What do you think Kenny did before he got here? He calls him
Yeah,
Coach
yeah.
Kenny.
No,
Yeah.
I thought this was when it got to his vision, but it's later on. So yeah, we have this conversation about what Kenny did in the town. What are you guys' thoughts about it?
I thought it was funny, just like Kenny did. He's like firefighter or retail sales manager, and Kenny's like,
Yeah.
why those two? I was like, how random and like so. It was just funny. I thought that was funny, but yeah, I like that we got Coach Kenny, right? That he's
Mm-hmm.
like was an administrator of like a sports facility or a sports
Mm-hmm.
place. So it kind of shows why he's got like some type of order and why he kind of is able to listen so well to like what like people need, because that's what he did. He listened to what people need and he administered certain protocols and he had structure. So it kind of
Yep.
really fits what he does. And I know a lot of people have been wanting to hear that. And it also sets him up for a position of leadership if Boyd leaves.
Absolutely, 100%. We get to Sophie now, and Sophie is going into the barn. She grabs an egg, she sniffs it, and then she puts the egg in her pocket. We don't find out what she does yet. We go on there later, but we have a conversation with Elgin and Julie, right? And they're trying to figure out what's going on. And Elgin pretty much says there is truth in this town to be discovered. What did you guys think about this conversation?
I thought that it was really important because I think that's what the whole point of From is, that there is some truth that needs to be discovered for them to come out. So I thought it was one of those fundamental sayings that we're going to see kind of repeated for the theme that has to come out from between season 4 and season 5.
Agreed. Go ahead, Brian.
It was a connection that right now we needed from Elgin. Remember, Elgin and Julie. Elgin is one who brought Julie back out of her shell, kind of saved her, got her to try some weed, put some clothes on. They were dancing. They were having a great time. They were connecting because they're around the same age. They are similar, similarly put in this place with other older people that in this town. So they have a connection, and this is a time for them to reunite. This was the point where I was like, maybe I'll let Elgin get through the gate of the cookout. I'm not giving them food yet, but right now you can come in, you can sit down, you can eat free smells for you. Free smells for him right now. He was having a good information, good connection, and I appreciated that. I thought that was pretty good.
All right. Jen?
I liked it as well, and I thought if We saw last episode, right? Her getting kind of close to Sarah, but if Sarah winds up becoming too preoccupied with whatever Sophie's shenanigans are going down, I like that there was a connection made here, like a reconnection made with Elgin, because he might help her, especially after that comment, push forward for story walking.
Ooh, yeah, I like that, and I think that kind of makes a lot of sense. I think we kind of had a feeling that maybe Elgin would get her back into it as well. So he said Elgin and Julie reunite. Elgin is hope for Julie. Yeah, said I like that Elgin was saying that just because the place lies doesn't mean there isn't truth. Absolutely,
That's
Elgin
huge.
gonna be in the final season. Take it to the bank. Elgin and Julie have had established friendships in season 2. Yeah, you're right now. 100%. 100%. Still don't mean he's allowed to cook out, but I get you.
He can come through the gate, man. I'm just telling you. I'm gonna let you sit. You can sit on the park bench. You know, you
Fact.
have free smells right now.
You can
And we'll
smell
see.
the food. You're
And
not
we'll
sure if
see.
you get any yet. You can smell the food. You can smell
So,
it. So we get to Jade and Henry. Jade and Henry are sitting there having a conversation, and he asks if he spoke to Tabitha. And Henry says he went there, but he didn't see her because she wasn't there. Then he starts hearing the beeping again, and then we get this reveal. And I'm going to play it. I am going to play it.
Nope, we can't hear it.
Oh, shoot. My bad. Okay, there we go. Let's go back so you guys can hear it.
problem is Victor wasn't there. He had 45 years of memories when Victor wasn't there. The first thing you should think of is this can't be real because
Facts.
Victor was not with me. I had all these problems. I had all those drinking. So those 45 years are also a dream. You are being stupid. And I've said this multiple times about Henry in this episode. He's being silly. That should be a wake-up call saying, wait a minute, Victor should not be there. If Victor's
100%.
there, then all this stuff is wrong. It couldn't be just this
100%.
ambulance accident I had or a car accident I had that caused me to go into a coma if Victor is there.
Agreed. Go ahead, Jen.
So I 100% agree with you. I definitely think it's a vision. It's obviously escalating from the first. Lasita is like obviously growing, and he's starting to make him believe more. His mind is starting to play into it. Somebody did notice on Discord that they wanted to get both of the frames from the nurse when Tabitha came out in Camden and the nurse that we have here because they think it's the same nurse. And that would be really hella interesting because I know it's been theorized. Did Miranda ever really get out like that? Obviously, she did because she brought Henry back. But was it kind of orchestrated? Like, what is the significance? I don't know if it's the same nurse. I know that it was been alluded to check that out. But I do find it really crazy. Where's Eloise? If you're going
Yeah.
to do somebody that wasn't there, exactly like you're saying, Brian, because I agree with you, that should have been his first clue. But wouldn't you envision her there as well?
You know what's funny? Someone said, and I can't remember where it is, and I'm trying to look for it now. Someone said the nurse was the same, and when it wasn't the nurse from Camden, they said the nurse was something else. I'll try and find it. It's slipping my mind right now. I can't remember who they said. Said Tabitha was in the real world and Henry is not in a coma. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Brian's is 100% right.
Yeah.
Because the only way this would make sense if something happened to him before Miranda and Tabitha and Victor and the kids left. Right? And then he was in a coma for 40 years. It's like, oh, Victor. But then how would you know that's Victor? Because you haven't seen him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's kind of, it does, yeah, Henry being dumb. If he believes these visions he's having, he's being dumb, 100%.
Agreed.
So he runs off. Then we have a conversation with Boyd and the MVP of this whole show, Sarah. And Sarah is like, no, let me do it. I want to be the one to go out there and do it. And Boyd says, nope, but I will need you when we go down into the tunnels. What
Dude,
do you
she's
think?
a G. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, because
That's
she
a G.
didn't even say anything. She just nodded her head like, all right, I'll be ready. You know what I mean? She's like, I will be ready. I love Sarah. What do you think her role is going to be when they go down the tunnel?
You go, Jen. I'll let you go.
I know that she's taking on this like warrior princess kind of a role or like willing to at least like step up and she's feels like she needs to sacrifice herself to save Boyd's soul and to save the others there, and that she's
Mm-hmm.
lost her soul. But I also see her being a voice of reason. And at the same time that she can be a voice of reason, I see her getting fucked with hard with the voices in her head. So
Yeah.
she also is kind of unreliable a little bit the way Victor is. So I'm curious to see. I think she's gonna go in like a princess, kind of be a voice of reasoning, and then she's gonna get fucked with. That's the only thing that I can possibly think of. What do you think?
Ooh. Go ahead, Brian.
I believe Sarah's going to die.
No me diga.
Yeah,
No.
I believe. So the episode 9 is the calm before the storm and all that stuff, and we're gonna have positive things, and they might even have a dinner or whatever before they go do the stuff, and then they go down to those tunnels, and Sarah's gonna be down there, and she's gonna sacrifice herself for Boyd. She's going to die for Boyd, and I believe, as much as I want Sarah to be there, I think that she dies at the end. And if that happens in episode 10, what death will affect you more if she dies
Saving Boyd.
saving Boyd? And that doesn't mean that she's not going to be season 5, Daryl, because her body, her as a ghost or whatever, just like we got Jim, it's the same thing. Can you imagine her doing that? That completes her redemption arc.
Absolutely.
Everything she's done, we all understand what's going on. And then she's either Boyd or someone like Victor. She dies for them, saving them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I could definitely see that.
100%.
I can't believe I didn't save the picture, man. My bad. I thought I did. If it comes up, I'll remember for next time. Said Randall's gonna die this season. Said Sarah would be getting more screen time if she was dying this season. Yeah, I could see that too, but I don't. Like I said, so they're gonna go down in the tunnels, right? I don't know how far it's going to. 'Cause it's gonna end with a cliffhanger. So, do they finish that mission? Does it end with them starting that mission? Does it end with them right in the middle of that issue, mission where something happens, right? So we don't know how far it gets into that. But I was on Brian's kind of side a little bit. I'm like, if she goes down in that tunnel, she might be the one to die. She might be the one to die. So that'd be interesting if we get there. Now we get this bitch. She says her little voodoo chant to the egg, and then she smashes it on Roger and tells him, "Get ready to play." Now, we all assumed that we would see Roger again, right? And that's why we said, listen, Boyd forgot to burn the body. I get it. Why?
They reminded him. And he didn't do it again.
No, I get that. But why bring it back to town?
From the first place, from the get-go.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the mistake. There was nobody that said, maybe we should not bring this to our town. I don't like it. I'm not touching this thing. I'm not bringing it back to our town. Like, why would you bring it? That was the first mistake. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm with you 100%. And like you actually kind of already knew that it was coming back to life, but I like the way they showed it. Because we had said last live stream I said that she was gonna like whisper into its ear, was gonna come back. And I did. But I like the whole egg thing, and it was obviously like a life for a life.
Yeah.
Right? And we've seen her take life from the pastor, from a touch. So we see her do this whole incantation. And I think it ties into like blood magic, and I think it has a lot to do with fae and dark magic. So I kind of like that we saw this. And it also paralleled the whole sacrifice for a life, right? Like we see in the original sacrifice. So I really did like it. And again, I don't know why, not just Boyd. There was other people there. No one remembered about this dude. Not one fucking person.
Fucking Christy and Mariel had a fucking conversation over the thing. Not one of them said maybe we should burn this shit.
Apparently not. It just made them want to help, but I'm like, why? I'm like, why would you not want to burn it? Or at least, I don't know.
It looked like a doll.
Facts.
Who doesn't bury that motherfucker?
But no one thought, they're like, well, if you guys stabbed one to kill it, maybe we should just stab one for good measure. Like, no one
100%.
thought that. Like, I don't know. All the people that did see it, like Marielle, Christy, like, no one was like, stab that motherfucker right now just to make sure it doesn't get back up. Right? We already have monsters that come back. Like, kill that thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you couldn't have someone in the town like me, because I'd have walked in and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Yo, Are we okay? Like, no, we're burning this shit right now. Go get me some gasoline, please, because I'm not leaving here until this motherfucker is burnt in ashes. Like, I'm like, that was such a stupid decision. Very stupid. I get it. You need it for the show, right? But you guys are idiots, man. You know. We get to Donna and Fatima, and they're having a conversation, and this is where Donna's like she want to get up into the thick of it, right? Donna ain't ready to lay down yet, and Fatima tells him like we're getting close to going home. Do you really want to die before we get that chance? And then she said, "Oh, you're being a little bit sassy," and then they have the conversation. What do you guys think about that moment with Fatima? Because I agree with Donna. Fatima's kind of showing more of a like I'm doing this like a leadership type of role in this
Assertiveness.
situation. Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys think of that?
I liked it. I like that she actually listened to Fatima, and I was listening to this conversation closely, just as I guess more validation. But the fact that there was nothing said here either, especially when Fatima kind of throws that out about, I gave birth to a monster. I was
Mm-hmm.
hoping like Donna would be like, listen, I didn't want to tell Boyd, but I saw something. I was hoping for that
Mm-hmm.
moment here still, which we didn't get. But I do like that, Donna is also a control freak. And she's learned to kind of take a back step to Boyd and let him do a little bit more leading, but she kind of wants to know what's going on because she's anticipating things are going to be fucked up with people unstable. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
also thinking like the man in yellow, people are going to get angry. And she kind of wants to see and kind of put an ear to the wall and find out what's going on and, be a little bit of busybody and kind of control things. And I like that she listens to Fatima like, listen, everything's cool. You need to lay back down. Go sit.
Absolutely, and she did it. I actually got a theory about that, Daryl, which I'm going to talk to when we get to the situation. But Brian, what do you think?
I thought that the most important thing that Donna talked about was how things have changed, how people have changed, how everything has changed from the first time we were there when those first 96 days where everyone was safe.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has changed. Everyone has changed. The bodies have changed and their personalities have changed. Or my idea is that they revealed them. They revealed who they truly are down beneath, who they really are at their core.
Mm-hmm.
And who is Fatima at her core? She is her father's daughter. She is someone who understands all the lores of all these religions, and she believes in them. She knows them, and using this, she's going to use them to her advantage. I think we're going to see. We talk about the golem. I still believe the golem is going to come to life. I believe it's because of the lore that she knows. I think all that was very important. And also, I don't know if Donna's going to make it. I disagree. I don't know if Donna is going to be okay.
Interesting. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, I almost forgot what we were talking about. You do the Donna part, and I looked at it, Sophia, and I'm like, wait, what were we talking about?
Yeah, the Donna and Fatima
Yeah.
conversation.
So, I actually, again, another underlining theme of this series. We're starting to see a lot of change, and it's happening quicker. And Donna's actually taking note of that, and it actually shows the reason why she's listening to Fatima. It shows that she
Mm-hmm.
also is changing too, and things are different, and everybody's had a role to play or has a role to play, and things as they kind of start to find their role, they're going to find their place, and things are obviously going to change, and they're not going to be able to just have orgies and have all this crazy wild parties and smoke weed. Like, things are going to get serious. They need to lock in. They need to figure out what they're good at, find their roles, step up, and get it done if they ever want to get out. And that requires
Absolutely.
change.
100%. Now we got this bitch. She says she want to go to Colony House because she knows Boyd's planning something in town and she don't want to be there. She says the creatures terrify me, and this guy lets her into town. Right. So let me answer your question first, because So you asked, do you think that the golem is going to come to life? I'm at the point where I think it's possible, but I was more like, what if the golem is more like a voodoo dog, right? And not in the sense of a voodoo dog, but we know that Fatima um, was feeling
Smiley.
smiley, right? But maybe having the golem there helps her control it. You know what I mean? Helps her being able to have more power, strengthens that connection to where she can actually control Smiley. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure if we're going to see the golem come to life yet, but it's a possibility. But I was going more on like a voodoo type of thing, you know what I mean? Like a voodoo doll type of thing. I'm like, oh, it kind of makes sense. Like you're not gonna poke it and do all kinds of thing to it to make Smiley hurt or anything, but just that connection of her having it there makes her um, connection with Smiley stronger and makes her able to control Smiley a little bit more. He said, "Nah, the golem coming to life. We'll see, because of possibility. We'll see." But I just think that, like I said, it's more like a voodoo type of thing. We get to Boyd and Kenny and Ellis, and they're having a conversation, and they decide that Kenny is going to be able to do it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
so what did Ellis do? Ellis said, "Hey, Kenny, you're like my brother, and we gotta protect Dad. Someone has to go out there and risk themselves. I'm just saying, someone has to do it." And he never suggested it was him. He's going like, "Nope, you are the one, Coach Kenny. You got the juice. I see you. You got the juice now, Kenny. I see it." So he, instead of putting himself out there or doing what we all thought he might do, that both of them go out there, he says, "Hey, Dad, we got something to tell you. Tell him, Kenny." And Kenny's going like, "Yeah, I'm going instead of you." He's super set up Kenny. He's trying to get rid of Kenny. You know who Ellis is? He's the physical embodiment of Nzo. That's what's going on.
No,
that's
he's
exactly
not.
what it is. Yeah, he is. He's smoking weed. He's drinking.
No.
He's chilling at home.
So-
he ain't going and risking nobody else. And he's telling, "Hey, Kenny, you should go outside, bro."
So first off, he stopped drinking. I don't know about the smoking because I wouldn't stop smoking. I'm not a big drinker anyways, right? But if it's my dad, yeah, I'm going out for my dad instead of anything else. Anybody else? No problem. But not my dad. I'm not doing that. Like, I would take the choice of my dad. If it's anybody else, no, Kenny can go. But not with my dad. You know what I mean? I'll take that risk. So, yeah. So, fuck you, Brian. All right? Go ahead, Jen.
Hey, it's going to be you and your dad together, so you good to go.
To play devil's advocate a little bit, Kenny actually pushed for this and wanted to do this, so that's why I was like all about it. But the second part is, I think Ellis knew to fall back, because if Ellis would have gone to do it, there's no way Boyd would have stayed behind. Boyd would have
Good
come running
point.
out no matter what.
Yeah.
Especially if things didn't go the way it was planned, and the whole purpose was to keep Boyd there. So I think the only person that can actually really hold Boyd down and make sure Boyd stays there would have been Ellis, and Kenny knew that, and that's why Kenny kind of pushed for it. I do think that Sarah does have more balls than both of them, but still.
I'm gonna take you for that, Jen. I like your excuse better than Brian's. All right, I want to say yes, you're absolutely right. That's why Ellis didn't do it, because he knew if anything happened, his father would run out to save him.
He hadn't done nothing in 4 seasons. Y'all just all of a sudden. Who brought Roger back, guys? Who brought Roger back?
Well, he was included in it. I don't know who brought Roger back, but he was included in it.
Donna for that one.
Yeah, me too.
Who pulled the dolls out of the lake?
He helped with that too, but I'll still blame Donna. Yeah. I still blame Donna.
I was co-sign that, but Donna.
Everyone's trying to see. This is the problem with Ellis. Ellis is getting everyone saying, "Oh, Ellis is okay. It's all right. He ain't do nothing." No, he's the real villain here. No, I'm saying that.
And even Daryl said, "Ellis saved Patty. This is Kenny's time." You know what I mean?
He did save Patty. That's the one thing. He got stabbed, and he saved Patty. That's 2 things he's done in 25 episodes of him being around. No, 45 episodes of him being around. He's literally done 2 things. So yeah.
And then we got this bitch, right? She's doing her incantation, right? Now, I'd call it a C word, but I'm going to stay to the bitch word. I'll leave it at that. But, yeah, she's doing her incantation, and then, boom, Roger comes to life. So he pulls off his mouth, and he comes to life. And we all said, "You stupid motherfuckers." I think that was everything that we said at this moment. We said, "You dumb motherfuckers. This is why you don't bring fucking scary things into your goddamn town, bro. You don't do anything like that." And they did it. They did it.
Stupid.
He said, Ellis Ellis figured out Elgin took Fatima. That's true. What's
And what
up,
did he do about
Tamika?
it?
How you
He
doing?
went and got everybody else, and they had to do the work.
So we get to the plan now. Kenny, they wait for a creature to come close. Kenny runs out. He stabs it. Now, watching it back again, Boyd tells him right here,
Stab, run.
do not wait to see what happens. What happens? Kenny stabs it, and he fucking waits to see what happens. That's why I was like, yes, let's go. Kenny's gonna die, right? I was like, Kenny's gonna die. Let's go. Because we all said it. Like, I
He
swear,
would have
guys.
made it. You think if he was stabbed, he would have made it back before the old lady got in front of there?
I don't think he would have
died. He would have died.
I don't think he would. Nah. I mean, so far. So here's the thing. Now we know the creatures can run, right? They still don't know the creatures can run yet, right? And you're right, because when Tenny turns around, the creature is already standing in front of the door. But Kenny's standing there for like a good 2 minutes before he even thinks about running.
She would have been there. He would have been dead.
Bro, if he would have stabbed and ran back, she wouldn't have been there. He would have had enough time because he stabbed and then run. You don't stand there and wait, bro. What are we doing here? No, you stab and run. That's what he should have did, and he would probably have made it. But he waited. Roger was fighting for his life, 100%. They knew the monsters. They know the monsters can run. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't know that yet. Right? The only time we seen the monster run was with the Miranda thing. So the people in the town don't know that because they say that once they got the talisman, the creature started, screaming and doing all kinds of stuff. So they don't actually know the creatures run yet. So yeah. So he should have bolted. But I thought this scene was going to be his death, but he ends up winning.
You see what he says in Kenny's speech to season 1, episode 2, Kenny says they choose not to run because they know that there's only so many places we can go.
Does he? Okay, maybe. The creator of the show has confirmed what I just said about Kenny's speech in an interview. Okay, maybe. I don't remember that, but you could be right. But even still, he had to run, right? They told him run as soon as you stop that thing. He ends up running, and he gets to the bus. And once he gets to the bus, he goes to close the door, and this motherfucker shows up. And then as this is happening, Fatima can see what's going on through Smiley's eyes, right? And that's why I think, because she said she could feel him, right? But that's why I think she can see this stuff now because she has that golem there, right? So Kenny jumps up on the roof. Smiley says, I killed your father. And you guys make all kinds of noises and stuff like that. And he's about to turn into the creature. Says, stop. Kenny hits him, runs, and he's able to get back into the bus. And Fatima falls down. And what are you guys' thoughts on that so far?
So I absolutely loved this, that she actually has more control. I think that the fact that she's building the golem up, the whole purpose is that that's so that she can kind of reclaim her power, like you said. So I think it's the power in her. Like she can kind of strengthen that connection. And I think the reason why she can strengthen the connection, she would be able to strengthen the connection on whatever it feels the most at that time that it feeds off of, right? Like almost like a spiritual umbilical cord, something that it's got to feed off of. So if it feeds off of other people's fear and that's what gives it joy, that's what it was doing in that moment with Kenny, right? And it's going to obviously be a two-way street because when it feels actual fear, like it's scared or something, or Fatima is scared or something, it would be able to see through her eyes. I thought it was interesting though. Smiley didn't feel the connection at that moment. He didn't know that there was like somebody remote viewing through his eyes from that point of view. So I thought that was interesting because if it goes both ways, then we have no idea whenever Smiley's looking in.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know that after the whole Colony House meeting with Boyd, it's kind of obvious, especially here, we see that all the monsters knew what it'd be. So to me, this proved and gave confirmation that Sophie Probably was like Sophia's obviously communicating with them. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, that obviously could be it. But it can also be that Fatima was in that meeting. What if Smiley was remote viewing then and we just didn't know because she was being told something that was giving her hope and then some fear as well. And she would feed off of hope.
Absolutely. Tamika agrees with you. He said, I wonder if Smiley will use his connection against Fatima. It's a good point, too. Brian, what are your thoughts?
I'm not sure Smiley has a connection with Fatima or a controlling one because technically she birthed him and she's the mother. And I'm saying possibly that the mother has the connection to her child and not necessarily to control a child, but not necessarily vice versa. And that's something that we might find out. She said I can feel him. She said I can feel him, right?
Right.
No, she said no. She said no. No, she said he can feel her. He can feel when she's scared. He can feel when
she can feel my fear. He can feel my
feel
fear.
It, yeah.
He didn't say you can control me.
No, not yet.
Yeah, but she didn't know that either, right? She didn't know she could control him until this moment either. So
100%. No, and I'm just guessing that he's not going to be able to.
Well, I don't think he will either, but yeah.
When Kenny bumped into Smiley and knocked him down, Fatima fell. So if the connection's a two-way street, whatever one can do to one, the other can do back.
Yeah.
And
Well, she fell. She fell. She did fall, but it wasn't because she was inside his body and he was knocked over. She was controlled. She was inside his body. So when he pushed him, she fell because she was inside his body. Not that he is inside her. I don't know if he's going to be able to see what she sees.
Let's see.
That's what I'm saying. Close the top.
He never closed the hatch.
No, he actually did. Yeah, see, she's on the ground too. Okay. No, he actually did. So when he jumps, because I looked at it again when I watched it again. When he jumps down, he kind of pulls it down with him. Okay. And it closes it. Yeah, he does.
You see the position that she's in on the floor?
Yeah.
It's the same position that Smiley's on the floor.
But then can you imagine if she was in the body and he knocked her over, that's how she fell down. But not necessarily that he controlled her body.
Right.
So she was inside of him.
I think that she was controlling him at this point, but again, I think it's because of what was going on. But it could be, like I said, a two-way street. He's got to have some way to figure out how to do that to her.
I don't know if he has the same brain capacity. I don't know because he's a monster. And I was looking at the synopsis when he says both Henry and Fatima have disturbing crossroads. And I don't know if that means that he's going to be able to control her, but I think that she might be able to jump into his body.
The Cobra Kai never dies, neither does Kenny. You're gonna see, man. I can't, like I said, Daryl, when you get a chance, just go watch the last of that. Cause I was like, yes, let's go. Kenny's gonna die. And all three of them were like, no, Kenny. And then when Fatima saves him, there was this big, like, yes, right? The whole panel was like, yes, except for me. And I was like, fuck, but it's fucking hilarious, guys. It's hilarious. So we get to this guy. He breaks into the house, right? And he's about to kill Patty Melt. We think she's gonna die. And here comes this mother effer, Elgin, and he stabs it and he saves the day. And then we see Sophie's face. Now she kind of has a grin on her face. Her plan, I'm guessing, didn't work, or did it work? Like, was she just trying to scare them? You know what I mean? So what are you guys' thoughts on this final part of the episode?
So the whole fact is, like, and this is what gave Donna the heart attack, right? That nightmares, besides the creatures and the monsters, they also have to deal with, like, these nightmare creatures that came to life, right? That's kind of the idea. And that's where the totems come from. I don't think that Boyd told them that in the meeting, right? He told him about the totem poles, he told him everything else, and that Roger just had an accident. They don't really know the specifics about the ragdolls. We kind of hear that in the speech, him giving them that information. So it could just be as simple as there's now a new fear, a new monster, something that the talisman didn't work on, something that was able to come to the door. So now that puts a whole different type of anxiety and fear and can turn people against each other. But there's also this whole element that Roger kind of just came back to life. And I'm not necessarily sure he was exactly a whole monster when he came back because
Hmm.
he kind of seemed like, what the fuck is going on,
Yeah.
really? And then he kind of looked like he wanted to look for help and then, but was still transforming into a monster, which made him scarier as he came into the house, but still confused. And
Hmm.
like not understanding what was going on. So what if killing him releases whatever nightmares he has? What if it's going to lead to more monsters? And that's why Sophia's got a grin like, all right, they killed that one pretty quick, but they're still releasing something more.
You know what? I kind of like that too because if you go back, right, even when he's like at Patty Melt, he's standing in front of her for a long time. He doesn't really attack her, right?
Right. And it sounds
It's,
like he's saying, help, hey,
yeah,
help, like,
yeah.
help me,
Hmm.
right? Almost.
Hmm. So
So
Roger was himself. Hmm.
I agree with that. I feel like Roger was himself. I feel like his face looked all weird and he was, but he can't see, right? He's got buttons over his eyes, his mouth and his jaws ripped open, and but he's alive, even though he's got these like mortal wounds on him and he doesn't understand what's going on, where he's at. He kind of can kind of get an idea and he's just looking for somebody to help him and they stab him. So, like I said, what if he has his own nightmares that are like, what if they're like, she's like, we need something new. They figured out
Hmm.
too quick, and these totems, they're going to use them. I'm going to figure out something that they don't have an amulet or some type of protection to use against it because they haven't figured it out yet. Because now this guy's going to have some brand new, different nightmare that they've never seen before.
And I kind of like that too because it kind of puts a fear into the people in Colony House now that, oh, wait, maybe the totems aren't working anymore. You know what I mean? Well, actually, not necessarily because they did close the door on the creatures, right, as they were coming and they didn't get in. So, but it also puts a fear that, okay, it might not work on certain things, right? So we
Right.
don't know what else we have to go against. What do you think, Brian?
That's exactly what I think. She said everyone thought that they're safe because they had the
Yes.
talisman and all this. And I'm showing that you're not safe. And monsters might not be able to go through, but that's not all that goes bump in the night. So, and I think that was her smiling at this. You thought you were safe because you had the talisman. Now I'm telling you, you're never safe. There's always going to be a problem. And I love the fact that she did that.
Absolutely. Tamika said, yeah, first watch, I thought he was coming at them. Second watch, I thought he was asking for help. Definitely a possibility, 100%. We'll give our grades, and then we'll go to the trailer. Go ahead, Brian.
I told you, 10 out of 10, 100%. This was great. Everything about this episode was so superb. My only thing I'm upset about is that it's episode 7. That
I
means 8, 9, and
know.
10 is right around the corner.
I
Pisses me
know.
off.
I know. I know. Jen?
I'm 100% with you. It's 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this episode. It gave us everything that we wanted. And for all of those haters that have just been like coming on to the show, this gave them everything that they wanted so they could shut the fuck up and keep watching. So we're all in it for the long haul. So I love it. But you're right. We only got 3 more episodes for this season and then another long ass wait for the finale.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
God. I'm not
So
ready.
there's a clearer vision for episode 8 trailer on JH Reviews channel. All right, let me see if I can find that. Every time I see her face, I want to punch her. Absolutely. I
Yes.
give this episode 10 out of 10. This episode definitely gets a 10 out of 10 for me. I love this episode. I thought it was great. It is actually one of the best episodes that I have seen so far. And yeah, so I don't know that channel, to be honest with you. So we'll just watch what we got.
If we're gonna do this, we have to do it right. I'm not gonna lead people down there, and I can't even. You're saying you saw Kenny in trouble?
I didn't just see him, Boyd. It's like I was there.
So,
I want him to teach me how to survive when I'm alone.
You're
Yep.
never going to be here alone, Ethan. You don't know that.
There is a reason that no one has ever gotten out of here. And maybe that reason is no one has ever been willing to make the hard decisions before.
Ooh.
It's time.
Hold on. Let us go back.
Yeah,
if we're
run
gonna
that
do this,
back.
We have to do it right. I'm not gonna lead people down there, and I can't even. You're saying
What was that?
You saw Kenny in trouble?
Yeah.
I didn't just see him, Boyd. It's like I was there.
So,
I want him to teach me how to survive.
Show him what?
You're not going to be here alone, Ethan. You don't know that.
There is a reason that no one has ever gotten out of here. And maybe that reason is no one has ever been willing to make the hard decisions before.
Was that a
Ever been willing to
gunshot
make the
at
hard
the beginning?
decisions before.
That's what I thought. Go back.
If we're gonna do this, we have to do it right. I'm not gonna lead people down there, and I can't even.
Yeah.
Sound like
Yes.
gunshots.
Yeah.
You saw Kenny in
Is
trouble.
that body?
Just see him.
Not Roger.
It's like I was.
I'm
That
not
better
gonna
be
lead people
Roger.
down there, and I can't
No, I
even-
think it's Roger. I'm not gonna assume it's. I think it's Roger.
You
They're
heard
doing
the
the smart thing.
gunshots.
Boyd.
Yeah,
It's
we
like
did.
I was there.
So,
I want him to teach me how to survive when I'm alone.
You're not going to be here alone, Ethan.
You don't know that.
There is a reason that no one has ever gotten out of here. And maybe that reason is no one has ever been willing to make the hard decisions before.
I wanted to see the Henry scene. Hold
Make the
on.
hard decisions before.
Where is it? Henry is
You're not going to
in
be
the
here
kitchen
alone, Ethan.
cutting
You don't know
something.
that.
There is a reason that no one has ever gotten out of here.
So I believe right here, Henry is having another vision. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that you're right. If it is a gunshot, right, it's Henry, but I believe that'll be the end of the episode. Right? It'll end like that with Henry doing something, the way the episode goes. But what do you guys think?
Oh, I kind of like that. That means they still haven't gone into the tunnels. Then that'll be for episodes 9 and 10.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe episode 9 and 10 is where they put the plan together. They go into tunnels, and we get to see it. Probably be a two-parter, right? They started in episode 9, and then in episode 10 is the conclusion of that. So, yeah.
9 is called The Calm Before.
Yeah.
So before they go and do all the stuff. And the fact that they said it once again that Fatima and Henry face disturbing crossroads. That means Henry has something to face and he has to make a decision.
Divisions. 100%.
All right.
100%.
And
Looks like.
Fatima's gonna, oh, sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying Fatima's going to probably be bringing that golem to life.
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like episode 9 and 10 is going to be when they go down in the tunnels, a two-parter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Daryl. Me too. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, well, we'll see. Again, I'm not too 100% sure about the golem yet, but we will see. We will see. And the only reason why is because, you know, the only way is if the golem's going to go into tunnels and help them. Or it depends. We still don't know what their plan is yet, right? Because I said this earlier. We thought when we seen Kenny on the bus and the trailer, we thought that was going to be the plan where they're distracting the creatures while they go in at night. So we don't know if that's still going to be the plan or it's going to be something different because the way Boyd's talking to Kenny, it's like they don't have an actual plan yet, right? So I don't know. But I'm curious to know what you guys think.
Yeah, that part with Kenny on the bus. I mean, it's still nighttime when we end the episode, so who knows what's going to still happen and how it's going to continue when we come back into episode 8. But yeah, I really don't have anything new to say. I'm kind of really curious to see what's going to happen with that gunshot. That was really kind of striking. Obviously,
Absolutely.
Henry's kind of moving on. He doesn't look wasted at this point, especially if he's cutting something, which might be a good sign. Maybe he thinks maybe he's going to blame it on the alcohol, and he's going to try to soak up and eat something, and he's going to get a vision, you know, with that. Yeah, we don't see Julie, which is interesting. She's still kind of being a loner while everybody's like forming these parties. So we'll see how long they're going to keep away that secret from Julie about the man in yellow. I think that's going to be a huge factor into something, and I hope they don't, like, she doesn't find out to give people information too little too late. Like once they're like all the way down in the tunnels.
Agreed, 100%. Could be a Costa shooting to train people or Victor teaching Ethan how to survive. Could be, but I think it's more or less Henry. Go ahead, Brian.
The question is it killing himself or is he doing something else or is he deciding not to? Maybe the crossroads was that he decides that it's not possible. He says exactly the same thing we say. You know, Victor's there. Doesn't make any sense. You know, maybe he figures it out when he becomes a little bit more coherent. But I believe all these things in that trailer are happening at a different point in time. I think they're spacing it differently. I think we're going to see an episode that kind of goes progression, and that the last things, those gunshots, going to be like the end of the episode, and we'll find out exactly what's going on with Henry in episode 9.
Absolutely. I agree.
It'll
Go ahead.
it could be a fake out too. It could be Void turning and having a vision of when he shot Abby.
Could
Ooh,
be.
I like that too. I like that. Well, we're definitely going to get to find out next Saturday. It's going to be a great show, and this was a great breakdown. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Jen, tell the people where they can find you one last time, please.
You can find me on Nerdy AF. You can find me on Sci-Fi Vision, Real Cinema and Therapy, and of course, right here on Big Afford Entertainment.
Absolutely. Brian.
Yo, I'm 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. You know I'm live Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We're doing all the From. Me and Nzo do the Rewind Saturday mornings. And guess what, guys? Interview with the Vampire is fire. And I'll be breaking that down tomorrow, along with Masters of the Universe, and we'll talk about Scary Movie. And don't worry about him. He's wrong.
Daryl said it was a great stream. Thank you, Daryl. Much appreciated. Tomorrow night, we will be back to do The Terror, The Devil in Silver, which is episode 6. And then we got one more episode of that after that. So that's going to be fine. So make sure to check that out. And then all the rest of the stuff that we do. Thank you, Tamika. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure. And he said, y'all have a good night. And you guys have a good night too as well. Peace.
Bye.